again. This is the Real Creator Podcast, man, and we are just getting back. I had went earlier with you guys earlier, and that was a pretty good exchange. But tonight we're going to get into the owner, Jim Haslam, and we are going to get in what is going on with the Cleveland Browns. It's like a circus. There's something going on each and every time you turn around. Now, tonight, eventually Jim Haslam has to do something. I got my dog snoring in the background. Apologies. But eventually, Jim Haslam is going to have to do something. The buck is going to have to stop somewhere. You can't just keep on hiding behind Kevin Stefanski's plan and the bullshit that he is attempting to pull off with the media and shit like that. The fact that we see and we heard the plan, but the shit is not working. The plan is just not working. So what it's starting to seem like is they're trying to protect Kevin Stefanski. Doesn't seem like he's going to lose his job. It seems like he's going to go all the way through with this bullshit, fake bullshit plan. The plan that they're playing around with and acting like is a real thing, they're gonna pull that. They may just go all the way through with this bullshit and purposefully stop Shedeur Sanders or try to stop Shedeur Sanders. You know, when it comes down to shit like this, where there's a will, there's a way, and where there's a way, there's a some big shit gonna happen. And Kevin Stefanski can try his hardest to ignore the fact that he has a mega superstar talent on his team, but something is going to happen. I'm trying to tell y'all, something is going to happen, and Shedeur Sanders is going to end up on the field. Come hell or high water, I don't know how it's going to happen, but guarantee, I don't know. I would hate to see Dylan Gabriel get hurt or some shit like that. But something's going to happen. Concussion protocol, twisted knee, something. And when that something happens, Kevin Stefanski's, I ain't even going to blame Kevin Stefanski because it might be order that's coming from way up the ladder. Who knows? But what I will say is, eventually Jim Haslam is going to have to shift gears. I think what we're going to end up seeing is Jim Haslam force Kevin Stefanski to make some changes. And those changes are going to include Shedeur Sanders. Trust and believe me. Jim Haslam cannot just continue to sit back and watch this bullshit happen while he's going into a new stadium. He just got a new stadium deal. $1 billion deal. There's nowhere that he can sit back and watch these shenanigans happen. Folks, hit the like button when you come into the live, please. It's free and it helps the channel out a great deal. So I would definitely ask you to do that. But yeah, Jim Haslam is in jeopardy of losing Myles Garrett now. Jim Haslam is in jeopardy of losing a megalithic talent. Jim Haslam he's not in the same situation as Stefanski. I think Stefanski, it looked like they're going to save his job, and it looks like he's probably going to be around, but it's all at the expense of Shedeur Sanders. And I just think eventually that ship is going to sail. Something is going to happen that is going to dictate that Shedeur Sanders end up playing on the field. And trust and believe me, somebody's going to look real goddamn stupid. But Jim Haslam is going to have to come to some terms. He's going to end up having to force Stefanski's hand. The crowd is not going to quiet down. The elephant in the room is not going to go anywhere. Hit the like button coming into the chat, folks. The elephant in the room is not going anywhere. So what you're going to eventually have to do is abort the mission with what is happening right now with the Cleveland Browns. This shit just cannot continue to go on. And it might. Like I said, it might. But trust and believe me that something is going to happen where Shedeur Sanders ends up on the field. Now, what should happen with Dylan Gabriel? Because we see that that's not working. It's a lot of people who, what's the word I want to use? There are media people out here who are trying to say, hey, Dylan Gabriel isn't that bad. Or Dylan Gabriel's got to do this. Dylan Gabriel's got to do that. But at the end of the day, the professionals and the unbiased people that got an eye on this situation know that this is it's a wash. It been a wash. It always was a wash. It never was going to be anything but a wash. But it's getting to be deliberate that Stefanski is trying his best to do anything and everything to just not play Shedeur Sanders. That's what it's starting to seem like. Shedeur Sanders is never going to hit the field for the Cleveland Browns while Stefanski is the coach. Now, I don't know. I don't know if Jim Haslam fires Stefanski. Will he go that far against the grain? Because, I mean, they could be in on it together. But I truthfully think that Stefanski, his guy is Dylan Gabriel. He's not trying to come up off that shit. He is riding, and he going to die on that hill with Dylan Gabriel. I don't think it's a smart thing to do, but I do think that is what he plans to do. Dylan Gabriel is in the plans for Coach Kevin Stefanski. And he has said in so many words that Shedeur Sanders is not his concern. His concern is Dylan Gabriel and developing Dylan Gabriel. He also said some interesting shit where it's like he's saying that we thought that he would be able to go in the last game, right? They said that, okay, Shedeur wasn't going to be able to go. But then Shedeur Sanders made a statement saying that it was not up to him to not play. So it's basically saying that Stefanski took it upon himself. And Shedeur Sanders made a few statements saying that he did not agree that he could not play. He's saying that it was their word to say that he was not good enough to go, which means to the media, what Stefanski is doing is saying shit like this. Oh, well, we thought he could go. We went and tried. We just thought he could go, but we figured out that he couldn't. And then Shedeur Sanders come out and said that it wasn't up to him and it wasn't, his word or his doing to say, hey, man, I'm not good enough to play. So basically what Stefanski is doing is he's lying to the media. Right in front of the media, right in front of Shedeur Sanders. And eventually Shedeur Sanders is going to lose his cool. Well, not lose his cool, but he's going to let it be known that a lot of the shit that y'all are seeing and hearing is Coach Stefanski and Coach Stefanski solely. It ain't got nothing to do with Shedeur Sanders and him saying that he's not ready to go. Shedeur Sanders was ready to go, but for whatever reason, that's how afraid they are for this boy to get in the game. It's starting to seem like fear. There's a fear of Shedeur Sanders. What y'all think? Is it a fear? Or is this just a blatant sabotage? Is this a fear or blatant sabotage? Because what I see is they are fighting tooth and nail and hanging in the balance, just trying to ignore the situation or dangle it in the face of the people that see him. Because when you look in those stands and you see those 12 jerseys, you don't even think about Dylan Gabriel. You don't. All you thinking about is 12, 12, 12, 12. What kind of people can see that kind of power and ignore it every week to put in a mediocre, undersized, overprivileged, big head crybaby? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but really, that's what's going on in the NFL right now. We got a sabotage of a five five-star talent, 6-star if you want to go above and beyond. But we got to sit here and watch this dink and dunk high school level quarterback at this point. He's not proven to be Jackson Dart. That's for goddamn sure. He's not proven to be a Cam Newton when he first came into the league. He's not proven to be, some of these guys that got big arms, Drew Brees. We're not even going to talk about the size because Drew Brees and this guy are very comparison. These guys are in the same comparison. So we can't say that it's his size. It's basically the talent. The talent just is not there like a Drew Brees. The talent is not there like a Russell Wilson. And that's just the truth. But what we need, let me see. Let me put something on the screen for y'all. God damn. My apologies. This doofus right here, y'all. This dude right here is fucking up bad. I don't know if he loses his job. It would be great if he did. It would be great if we could see what Shedeur Sanders could do without this dude. And I'm going off the sentiment. You can look at this motherfucker right here and see that he's like, yo, I'm not playing him. I'll bring up Bailey Zappi before I play him. I go and get fucking Kenny Pickett back from the Raiders before I play Shedeur Sanders. Or I will fucking see if Joe Flacco wants to leave the Bengals to come back to the fucking Browns before I play Shedeur Sanders. I'll do anything in the world. I call fucking Bernie Kosar. Hit the like button, goddammit. Subscribe to the channel. We keeping up with the Cleveland Browns. Each and every day, multiple times a day, if something break in the news about the Cleveland Browns, you can best believe that I'm going to be covering that shit. If Shedeur Sanders is scheduled to play, I'm going to have all of the news and how it unfolded for you right here, man. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share this goddamn video. But it seems like this dude would do anything in the world and play anybody and tell the media who's thirsting for Shedeur Sanders that Shedeur Sanders is not his focus. Look at this dummy. Top selling goddamn jersey. And this sorry dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a shame. But this guy right here is going to get tired of that shit. This guy right here is about making money. This guy just made a $1 billion deal going to a brand new stadium, and he does not have time to be fucking around with Kevin Stefanski and whoever he's with, the NFL collusion committee. I don't know who the fuck they are, but I can tell you like this. This guy at some point is going to have a breaking point. He's going to have to force his hand on Kevin Stefanski. He is going to have to put that star power out on the field. And I believe that with Kevin Stefanski, what he'll probably do is he will probably try to sabotage the performance. He will probably try to make sure that Shedeur Sanders has the most fucked up cast. He has the worst role players out there with him. And I believe that wholeheartedly that is his mission, is to make Shedeur Sanders either look bad, either seem like he's hurt. That was fishy. That he came out and said all the shit he said about Shedeur not being able to play. And then after the game, Shedeur makes a comment that it was not up to him. Meaning his fucking back wasn't hurt enough to not play. Stefanski just said that they looked at him and they thought he could play, but they didn't think he was able to play. So those kind of games right there, folks, you can play that shit every day, all day. You can play those kind of games every fucking day, all day. But Kevin Stefanski, your plan is going to get tripped up some kind of way. Either Dylan Gabriel is going to get hurt. Dylan Gabriel is going. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want him to get hurt. But something is going to intervene. Divine intervention is going to happen, and we're going to see Shedeur Sanders dropping dimes on the field. I'm sure his own sideline is going to be playing against him to sabotage him to have as many fuck ups as possible. I need everybody that's in the live right now to please double tap your screen. Real easy. You don't have to go nowhere and look for shit. Just double tap your screen. You can double tap your screen multiple times. I need a lot of likes, and we trying to get this information out to a broader mass of people. But this guy right here really needs to put the brakes on Kevin Stefanski because it's getting out of hand. It is really, really getting out of hand. And yeah, eventually people are going to stop coming to support the Cleveland Browns. And I would hate to see that for this guy right here. Now let's go to the next guy. Who is the guy? This guy right here is the guy that needs to be on the goddamn field. They're going to make a movie about this shit, y'all. I'm telling you. Hit the like button. Or double tap the screen. It's free and it helps out the channel tremendously. That's what's going to give YouTube the message that, hey, we need to send this video out to more people. Hey, we need to get more people on this live. What y'all talking about in the chat, man? Who I got in here? We got 33 people. Where y'all listening in from? Let's talk. Let me hear what y'all got to say about Shedeur Sanders. Let me hear what y'all got to say about the Cleveland Browns. Who's up in here? I'm trying to shout out everybody that's in the chat. Talk to me. Share this video. All right, I'm gonna start a Q&A. Let me see. Q&A, y'all. Y'all think Dylan Gabriel should remain the QB1? It's on the screen. Y'all can answer right on the screen. There it is. Yeah, this shit is getting ridiculous, but all right, we got Cynthia Ross in the chat. She says they won't give Shedeur the starting team. They will set him up like they did with the Rams or with the Rams game so he can lose the game and embarrass him. You know what? I could believe that. I could believe that. I know that's what they tried to do against the Carolina Panthers. Y'all got to understand that this kid is going out there with no first team reps, starting the season versus a first team defense. When in your life, for all the people that say he's a fifth rounder, he's a key, he's fourth on the depth chart, and all this shit that people were saying. Well, when have you ever in your life seen a fifth round, third string quarterback start the goddamn season? He was fourth string at that time. And the man had 3 touchdowns, dimes. No first team reps. Where the hell you seeing that at? For anybody out there that's talking that bullshit about he doesn't look ready, and I'm sure it's some things that he needs to work on. Like, we're not gonna sit here and act like motherfucker's perfect. But what we are gonna say is we seen this motherfucker dropping dimes. We seen this motherfucker throwing in tight windows, downfield, 20 plus yards, leading receivers to open spaces. I keep hearing people talk about the receivers dropping the balls. Man, you got to put the fucking ball in a place where the receiver is safe and it promotes yards after the catch, not running the receiver into the fucking free safety and 2 other defensive backs across the middle. Man, Dylan Gabriel been. I've now learned what a hospital ball is because of Dylan Gabriel. I never even heard the term before until he got in the league. Now I'm seeing hospital balls every week. All right, y'all keep on voting, man. I see 67% of people think that Dylan Gabriel should not remain the starter. So y'all hit that poll so we can sort out the numbers. But in my opinion, man, he should have been gone. Now the Cleveland media is asking questions about Shedeur Sanders, and Kevin Stefanski is batting that shit away like a fucking home run derby. He don't even want to talk about that shit because at the end of the day, I mean, I guess he got the gall to sit up there and act like he don't know what the fuck is going on. He's very good at collusion. He's very good at being clandestine. You motherfuckers might want to go and look that up. But the clandestine behavior of everything that's going on with the Cleveland Browns right now needs to be fucking studied. You know what I'm saying? We need to see what kind of people can be silent about some shit that's going on and just we all gonna act like we don't know what the fuck is going on. That's what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. That's what's going on with the NFL. Even some of the fans who are fucking delusional and in their feelings about something. But one thing about sports is you gotta go with the winning shit, the shit that wins. All that picking the shit that you like, it don't get you far when it comes to sports. You know what I'm saying? Like when you playing pick up basketball or pick up football or pick up any sport, you don't pick the motherfucker you like because they might be sorry. You pick the person who you know can get the job done. Period, point blank. That's what sports is. You know what I'm saying? You don't go out here and do charity shit and say, we like Dylan Gabriel, so we're going to let Dylan Gabriel play. Or we chose Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, so guess what, guys? Dylan gets the first opportunity. Man, that ain't how sports work. If somebody come in the door and they fucking you up in practice, some of y'all on this chat know what I'm talking about. You got your position taken from a motherfucker who was either younger than you or somebody that you thought you was better than or they thought you were better than, but they proved to you in practice, took your spot, and all of a sudden, you was out of a goddamn job on your team. Anybody in here who knows sports knows goddamn well that opportunity don't got shit to do with who was there first or who was picked first, who was chosen first. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. Whoever's the fucking best for the job gets the job. If it's in the middle of the goddamn season and you start stinking and somebody come behind your play and they playing better than you, guess what the coach is gonna do? They're gonna take your ass out. You're gonna lose your job. Hit the chat. Double tap the screen, folks. I need y'all to double tap the screen. You've been here for a minute. We got a few good folks in here. Shout out to everybody that's listening live, and shout out to everybody that hit the chat, man. Let's go. Let's tighten up. Can of Honey, where you listening in from? Cynthia Ross, where you listening in from? Whole chat, where y'all listening in from, man? Let's chop it up. But these goddamn Cleveland Browns. Now let's talk about this guy. This guy has asked, man, this guy has started talking about other teams. Did anybody know that? Double tap the screen if you knew that Myles Garrett mentioned that he might got to go to other teams that actually want to win because he wants to win. This dude's sad as hell. This is what you get. Myles Garrett on the sideline looking confused and dazed and wondering when the fuck are we going to win? When the hell are we going to do something with these? You know what I'm saying? We got two rookies. Y'all developing the wrong one. But one thing is for sure, two things for certain. If you've been watching training camp, OTAs, preseason, then you already know that the team is rallying behind Mr. Sanders. That ain't that's no mystery. You could already see, and now you're starting to hear it from Myles Garrett. He's starting to come out and say, hey, man, I don't know what we doing. You know, I think it's some things that we can do differently. All y'all got to do is listen to the press conferences. This man is not happy with what's going on. And he ain't upset because he didn't get 6 sacks. The man had 5 goddamn sacks, and it had no impact on the game because the offense was so horrid based on high school quarterback play from Dylan Gabriel. Period, point blank. That's what we seeing, high school shit. This boy ain't doing nothing when it comes to stepping up to the plate, and you getting this opportunity, man. And it's somewhat privileged, if you ask me. Anytime somebody comes out and says, Dylan was there first. He was drafted in the 3rd round. He gets the opportunity. I ain't never heard of no shit like that in sports. Motherfucker come in practice and he burning your ass up with speed, burning your ass up with whatever the case may be. Man, you sitting down. Period. He just dog walked you, and now he got your position. Man, double tap the screen if you know what I'm talking about with sports. Double tap the screen like that. We got 59 people in here. Where y'all listening in from, folks? Are you a Cleveland Browns fan, or what fans are you in this chat? Let's chop it. But yeah, you don't want Myles Garrett looking like this on the sideline. You don't want Jim Haslam in jeopardy of losing his star player. You got star players on your team. Don't you think they want the best opportunity to win? You think they want to fucking go out there with a less serious opportunity, a less talented opportunity, when they got a person on the sidelines who's a bright and budding star? Let's cut the shit. this boy has the talent to be the future of the NFL. But something is telling me that they don't want that. That's not what they want. They don't want this boy to be the face or the future of the NFL. But when you got star power like these jersey sales, and you sitting on the bench making more money than everybody that's, going for the quarterback position. He was making more money than them just selling jerseys. And he's still making money off his goddamn NIL. And he's getting endorsements every day, every day, every day. All you see is Shedeur, Shedeur, Shedeur. And they got this boy sitting on the bench. Like, let's be honest, never in the history of sports, definitely football, have we ever seen some shit like this where people are deliberately going out of their way to try to downplay how good this kid is, to try to disguise blatant, I'm gonna call it privilege, so I don't lose too many people in the chat. I'm gonna call it privilege, blatant sports privilege, if that's a thing. Y'all like how I did that? Blatant sports privilege. And that's all the fuck it is, man. A whole lot of mad ass people, upset. But at the end of the day, you let that boy touch the field, y'all gonna see Moses came back. Y'all gonna see somebody walking on water. I'm trying to tell you. But I got my reserve to say that Stefanski will put this boy out there with the worst team that he could ever put him out there with, and he's going to try to make sure, come hell or high water, that Shedeur Sanders does not have a fair shake with coming into the NFL. Now let's talk about the fact that this boy, 9 times out of 10, this boy would have been the rookie of the fucking year. So they just stripping money from him all kinds of ways that a lot of people don't see. Y'all saying he was drafted in the 5th round. Well, no, he was robbed. Because when you drafted in the 1st round, it's a lot more money that your guidelines dictate. You drafted in the 1st round, we talking hundreds of millions. 2nd round, and it goes on down from there. So when they drafted him in the 5th round, that little $4 million that he got, bro, this boy is worth more than everybody that came out in that fucking draft. And we see this with the star power. Anybody talking about Cam Ward? Because I'm not. Anybody heard from fucking Cam Ward? He ain't doing shit. Cam Ward was a token so that we could say, oh, well, how could it be racist when a black guy got picked first? You know how many fucking times I heard that shit? Well, guess what? Respectfully, he is Deion's son. And that's something that he can't change. And he still was the most accurate quarterback in college football. It's over 74% completion rating. Man, what the fuck is you talking about? Let's be real. Double tap the screen. We chopping it up. Let's go. Double tap the screen. We chopping it up. Let's go. They do need to get a true number 1 receiver. Shout out to Marsha. He will shine when his time comes. Absolutely. I just got that new AP. Perfect timing. They need to put him in the game. He be shining. Yeah, absolutely. Kevin Stefanski will have to be fired. I believe that too. He has to earn his stripes. I agree with you on that though, Dre. Ain't no question he got to earn his stripes. but you got to give him the opportunity to earn his stripes. You see what I'm saying, Dre? Ain't no question. You right. He is Dion's son, and um he a high profile player. But you got to understand what he did in college and why they said that this boy was ready for the pros. The shit that he can do and the things that make him ready for the pros, Dylan Gabriel don't have that. They're talking about his being able to stand up in the pocket, deliver a pass while taking a hit. Shedeur Sanders was good at that. That's what they like about him as far as NFL scouting wise. He's also super duper accurate. He can also throw in tight windows. He can also, you know what I'm saying? He got legs. He ain't the fastest in the world, but he got Patrick Mahomes fake ass speed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely get what you're saying, Dre. You said Cam Ward don't have protection, and that's college football. What you guys elaborate, Dre? Okay, he's saying he needs to leave Cleveland. I got you. I agree. Right now, they're proving to be a pissy ass organization right now. I'm a Lions fan, but I fuck with the Browns because my cousin played for them. Shout out to your cousin, man. What's your cousin name, dog? Situational. Yeah, I feel you on that, Dre. Injuries definitely play a major part because some teams, man, they get healthy right at the right time and them motherfuckers gone. But if you get unhealthy at the right time, it could fuck your season up. Cam Ward don't have no protection in the pocket. He damn sure don't. He don't. But he looks very discouraged over that motherfucker. Every time I see him in an interview, that motherfucker look like he ready to cry, dog. I appreciate you, Dre. Yeah, man. Share the I'm trying to keep it live in here, man. We could talk some real sports and get some real opinions out. Y'all drop y'all opinions in the comments, man. I'm gonna read them, and we're gonna rock like that. Who the hell? All right. How the hell you pronounce that? Droffins? Ruben Droffins. I hope I said that correctly. But yeah, that's what's up, man. Shout out to your cousin. How long did he play, and what years did he play from? And until when? I'm gonna look him up. Oh, she said drones. Okay, I get it. Drones, like you spelled it that way to show me how it was pronounced. I think they saving 12 for last. They don't want to let him get injured like Watson. They know they don't have any pass protection for him. You know what, bro? I would love for that to be the case. You know what I'm saying? I would love to be that case. I would love for that to be the case because I heard somebody else say that shit, man. I was like, man, you know what? That would be awesome if that's what it is. But if that's what it is, tell us, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll take that. I would take that. I think that's a legitimate reason to not want to fuck him over. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing is for sure, two things for certain, y'all. The Cleveland Browns got a motherfucking Rolls Royce for Honda Civic prices. Somebody need to recognize that. Somebody need to hit the motherfucking like button right now, man. Tap the motherfucking screen. Double tap. Double tap. Honda Civic, you know what I'm saying? Prices for a motherfucking Rolls Royce. They got a goddamn. Cleveland Browns know goddamn well that they got over paying this man $4 fucking million. And this boy is a megalithic superstar. But what you don't want is this man on the screen to be talking about he want to fucking leave. Because the defense right now, all you need is a little bit of offense with the defense that the Cleveland Browns got. Okay, '05 and '06. That's what's up, man. Hey, that wouldn't be the worst thing neither, man. Shout out to Mac G 381. That wouldn't be a bad thing either, Mac. You know what I'm saying? Let him go get his shit off. You talking about letting Myles Garrett go? They let him play in the new dome and sell out. Man, they gonna sell that motherfucker out anyway. If 12 playing, trust and believe. Shout out to everybody that double tap the screen. I need everybody in this motherfucker to double tap the screen right now, folks. Please. It's wide receiver out there. The division is still open. Damn right the division's still open. But do they want to win is the question. Because I hear motherfuckers talking about Arch Manning and they tanking for Arch Manning. That motherfucker sorry as shit. He ain't good. He ain't that good on the college level, so I don't know what the fuck he could bring to the NFL level. Mac G, where you at? You said over here. Who your team, champ? Cheapest ticket will be $200. Hey, CR Streets, you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied, man. I need y'all to double tap that screen, folks. Help a brother out. I need y'all to double tap that screen, man. We was up to 100 in the live, but let's get it live again. So, I just feel like the story is unfolding. It's starting to look like the Cleveland Browns are going to protect Stefanski come hella high water, whatever. They're not going to throw him under the bus. But I don't know what's going on with the owner because the owner and the coach cannot have the same goddamn goals. The owner's goals is to sell tickets and make money, make revenue. The coach job is to fucking coach the team and get these motherfuckers on track to win as many games as possible. And then you got the players. Them motherfuckers want to win. They don't want to be sitting out there with a quarterback that everybody knows can't do it. You know how fucking bad it gotta feel to have your hands tied behind your back and the motherfucker that can't do it is the person that you gotta depend on to do it. That's a bad motherfucking feeling. How you fuck up a locker room. He a white boy with a name. That's all. Who, Dylan Gabriel? He didn't never have no name though. I ain't gonna lie. Anybody in the chat that knew about Dylan Gabriel before this goddamn draft, before he went to the Cleveland Browns, please let me know. You must be a super college football head if you knew who Dylan Gabriel was. Because I'd never heard of this motherfucker. What is this school? CFU? Is that Central Florida University or some shit like that? I ain't even never heard of that motherfucker. Yes, Dylan was fucking trash. Oh, he played for the Oregon Ducks? Okay. Oh, yeah. Arch Manning sucks. And Dylan is definitely trash. But yeah, man, the motherfuckers, they wasting their time. And so when I see shit like this, when we all see shit like this, we kind of know what's going on. We don't really have to guess and do no whole bunch of. It's some privilege going on, clearly. And then you see the motherfuckers in the chat with the same shit talking that privilege shit. And like I said, you could get drafted in the first round. If your ass ain't good enough to make the team, they gonna fucking cut you. Which means somebody who got drafted behind you is going to end up with your position. They thought you could get it done, but you came to camp and you wasn't what the fuck they thought you was, so they moved the fuck on. It happens all the time. So why is Dylan Gabriel still in the fucking game? That is the question that most people want to know. Why is this boy still in the game? You know what I'm saying? So I was listening to my man Garrett Bush. Shout out to him, man. Y'all need to go ahead and follow his channel, Garrett Bush. He got the Barbershop podcast. And I just want y'all to listen in on what this man got to say, because he got a lot of prolific shit to say about what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. So let me see if I can drum him up. Here we go.
See, Stefanski never paying Shedeur Sanders. If you listen to the way people are talking, that's marching orders.
Shout out to you, Alfred.
Orders that protect Stefanski. It's very obvious. It's painfully obvious. They done circled the wagons. But then again, if you watch the barbershop, I done told you they was gonna circle the wagons, didn't I? I said it's coming this week. The bye week is to circle the wagons. So Kevin Stefanski doubles down, says Dylan Gabriel's gonna play. He's gonna look at every other position but the quarterback position. And the reality of the situation is he's showing you in real time that he's willing to stake his career on this.
Yes, he is.
Because I'm willing to get you up out of here. By the way, there's a disconnect between what legacy media is telling you and that fan base. Because that fan base, it done switched all the way up. Like I told you they would. When you're a grown man and you spend half your time on Sundays, watching this garbage, it don't matter how many articles you write. People ain't trying to hear that. They seeing it with their own eyes.
Exactly.
And that's why the NFL is the most narrative-based soap opera in the game. They came up with the term franchise quarterback. You know why? It was meant to put somebody on a pedestal. It was meant to make this person be a mythical character. It was meant to have people look and idolize these people. So when you say franchise quarterback, that means the franchise is in the direct image of who the quarterback is. And there are a lot of people that are uncomfortable with Shedeur Sanders, no matter how well he plays, being a representative of their organization. Why you think Kevin Stefanski is doubling and tripling down? Well, listen, I be on Acho all the time. Because he be saying some stupid stuff sometimes. But he must have realized, hey, Acho, you need to get your mind together. I need to get my mind together. RG3 been on the ticket. Let's get to this. This is courtesy of my man, RG.
Just set a franchise record with 5 sacks in a game. And they lost 32-13 because Kevin Stefanski is not what's doing in the best interest of the team. Now, why do I say that? Dylan Gabriel, I got nothing against the young man. I think he's a phenomenal college quarterback who has an opportunity to be a contributor in the NFL. But when your coach comes out and doesn't hold the starting quarterback accountable for not playing well, regardless of whether he is a young quarterback or not, doesn't watch the film and immediately comes out in the press conference and says, I'm going to stick with Dylan Gabriel after the bye week, knowing that Myles Garrett isn't throwing his helmet on the sideline because he was upset that he didn't get more sacks. Myles Garrett was upset that his 5 sacks didn't matter. That is a massive problem in the locker room. And when you look at a guy like Shedeur Sanders, every chance Kevin Stefanski has gotten to put him down, to not put him in a position to be successful, he's done it. Kevin Stefanski owes it to the locker room to give Shedeur Sanders an opportunity to compete, have a pathway to the field, no different than any other player. But what Kevin Stefanski is telling all of us straight to our faces is that Dylan Gabriel is his guy, and he will never start Shedeur Sanders.
Y'all heard that. That was RG3 right there. I don't even fuck with RG3, but he was on point with what he was saying right there. And so was my man Garrett Bush. Like I said, shout out to him, man. Garrett Bush on YouTube, man. Go and subscribe to his channel. Dude be dropping mad heat and straight good knowledge on what's going on with these sports and other topics. But like I said, man, these dudes, these motherfuckers. Let me read some of these chats because I just read y'all got some good chats going on. It says I still think Watson will play again. The Browns are being quiet for a good reason. Um, I don't know, man. I think when Deshaun Watson got caught up with all that shit, man, it was speculated that Cleveland was the people that set him up. You know what I'm saying? When his court papers and the documents and shit started coming out, I don't think Cleveland fucking with Deshaun Watson, to be honest with you. They might, it would be some crazy shit, but to not play Shedeur, I think they'd do anything. So I wouldn't rule out Deshaun Watson just because the way that shit been going so far, you never know what the fuck they got going on or what's up their sleeve. All right. Marsha says, I think they know Shedeur will fuck up their draft selection and they want to draft high next year. That could be true. That could be true. That could be true. But they need a lot. Alfred says, I got my dude on subscription. He is in the state of Cleveland on the ground. He exposed Mary Kay Cabot, now being a Shedeur Sanders supporter. Hey, that's no goddamn lie because I watch a lot of her videos and she was against Shedeur at first. You know what I'm saying? She was a Dylan Gabriel advocate, and now you see Mary Kay Cabot is asking, why don't we just get a chance to see what Shedeur does? And that was when Stefanski came out and said the bullshit about that wasn't in his plans. That's not part of his plan or that's not his focus. Man, what the fuck is Kevin Stefanski talking about? Yeah, she is definitely now supporting Shedeur Sanders. Shout out to you on that, Alfred. Mac G says, "Yup, the Browns are throwing a year to get another high draft pick. You know, watch Shedeur get them on the brink of the playoffs. I could see that, but they got to play the motherfucker now. You know what I'm saying? The defense is already knocked down. If you can keep the ball on the field and let the defense get a little bit more rest, just imagine how much more fucking awesome the defense would be. When you got Myles Garrett and some of the dudes that they got on defense, they knock out on defense. Keep them off the field as much, and they're going to be dragging motherfuckers, man. You just need a quarterback that can harness that shit. Yeah, man. Shedeur Sanders need to be on the field. They're gonna constantly make a push, and I know y'all said the owner only wants to make money, but if he want to make money, then that motherfucker better get that boy on the field. He'll make a whole lot more. Shedeur can help create complementary football. Ain't no question about it. Dylan will have an injury in the next 3 games or so. He will be benched. He gonna get hit good. See y'all streets, man. Say it ain't so. But yeah, I imagine that. I imagine Dylan getting hurt. Something. I didn't want to say he get hurt because then it seemed like I'm just hating on Dylan Gabriel. Nah, I ain't hating on Dylan Gabriel. But Dylan Gabriel need to get the fuck out the way. He in the way. Big Blue Nation, this gotta be a whole joke. I don't know. It might be. Way I talk about it. But yeah, real shit. They need to get with the fucking program, and this shit been going on too goddamn long. Goddamn Myles Garrett is talking about fucking leaving the team. That is not what you want. That's not what you want. I'm trying to tell you. How the fuck I changed the Q&A? Yeah, Myles Garrett leaving the team is not what you want. That ain't what you want. You don't even want this man talking about leaving. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you know the teams that they said would probably be most fit to pick up Myles Garrett? Does anybody know? Drop that shit in the chat if you think you know. My man John Dowd said that I think Gabriel should be the QB. Who's your team, Mac G? Well, the 49ers is one of the teams that got the money, got the cap space, and got the need for a Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett ain't coming to no damn Ravens, man. I'm in Maryland. I fuck with the Ravens. If Dylan Gabriel got cut, he would be on someone's practice squad. I agree. Gabriel is the truth. Yeah, you trolling. He can't leave the under contract. He can't leave. He under contract. Who you talking about? Myles Garrett? He asked to be traded though. He can't leave. He can't leave, but he can ask for a trade. He can say, I'm unhappy. I'm pissed off. Make me feel better. Double tap that screen, folks. John Dowd is drinking that juice on this motherfucker. But he got his opinion. He said Dylan Gabriel is the truth, y'all. He is the truth. I'm going to tell you what the truth is. He is the true check down king. That motherfucker is check down Charlie Chaplin. Hold on, let me read. Big Blue Nation says, I'm a Giants fan, but I have more hope in Gabriel. Sanders is immature, runs backwards, and runs slow. He has a little arm, but that's about it. All right, I hear you. I hear you. Gabriel is truly terrible, says Marsha. Mache. I don't know how you say that. It might be Mache. Terrence Boone. Anyone who thinks Dollar General should be starting doesn't know football and has an underlying bias against black quarterbacks. Damn, he went all the way in. John Dow. Myles Garrett would be in trouble seeing me in an alleyway. Not tough. Oh man, you's a fuck. You just showed us that you probably home in some fucking Fruit of the Loom tight white drawers sitting Indian style with a fucking motherfucking Pokemon cards and shit, man. You shut up. You just blew the top. I was gonna fuck with you. But you seeing Myles Garrett in the alleyway is not gonna do nothing for you. The fuck out of here, man. Double tap that screen if I just cooked his motherfucking ass. Gabriel is trash. Joe is better. Gabriel is trash. I don't think it's Gabriel is the 34th quarterback in the league. So I don't think, yeah, he is trash. But I don't, but John Dowd just to I don't think Myles Garrett thinks he's tough. But I think he's a tough motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I think Myles Garrett could lift the front of a fucking Volkswagen with no goddamn problem. With you sitting on top of that motherfucker. But you see a Myles Garrett in the alleyway and you acting tough, you would ask for an autograph, bruh. Cut the shit. You would get him to sign your fucking your flannel shirt. I don't believe you are as tough as Myles Garrett. I don't believe you is as tough to even to play in the NFL. That takes a real, you know what I'm saying, maniac. God damn, the chat gone crazy. My bad. My man said, nah, I'd steer clear. We can be friends. All right, John Dad, I'll take that. CR Street says, the owners are too old. I think they might have dementia. That's Jerry Jones. I think this is they think this is 1980. That's Jerry Jones, and that's my team. That motherfucker is got dementia, bro. Jerry Jones is gone. And that owner is pretty fucking old too. Now that I look at his ass, let's look at this old motherfucker. He is pretty fucking old. And this probably like 15 years ago. That motherfucker older than that now. So he don't know what the fuck going on. They probably working this man, got him thinking, you know what I'm saying, some other shit, and he just don't know. But at the end of the day, man, I want to see some excitement. You know what I'm saying? I want to see some excitement. I want the NFL to get what they got when they got primetime Deion Sanders. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker came in the league and took that bitch by a storm. Double tap the screen, y'all. He took that motherfucker by a storm, straight like that. Deion Sanders was a bad motherfucker. And in order to slow Shedeur down, because Shedeur Sanders is way more popular coming into the league than Deion Sanders. When Deion Sanders came in the league, a lot of people ain't know who the fuck he was. People had never heard of Florida State when Deion Sanders came into the league. And if they did, they only knew Florida State because of Deion Sanders. But I'm going to tell you some good shit. Shedeur Sanders is way more popular than Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders didn't have no goddamn social media. Shedeur got fucking A-level celebrity type social media numbers. You know what I'm saying? Gabriel should have been trade bait, but nothing would bite then or now. He stole money. Oh my God. Were you knocking on the door? Gabriel definitely stole money. Kevin just a hater. Says my man CR Streets or my people CR Street. John Dow. Sell the team to Dan Gilbert, owner of the Cavs. Deion is a huge reason why he is popular too. I agree. But guess what? That's what you getting. So I'll say this: if Shedeur Sanders wasn't Deion's son, I think he would. Damn, that's a good question. I might have to ask that question. How good would Shedeur Sanders be, or how popular would he be without being Deion's son? That's kind of an unfair question to ask because he's Deion's son. He don't know nothing else. He's never been anything else but Deion Sanders' son. So that's like saying, you know what I'm saying? I can tell you this. We know sports, right? We know sports. Michael Jordan's son, them motherfuckers snort cocaine and do a whole bunch of bullshit. They ain't nothing like Michael Jordan. Patrick Ewing's son, some shit. Shaq's son, he couldn't last. You know what I'm saying? How many fucking celebrities as big as Deion Sanders do you know that has a fucking son that's bigger than him? I know I don't even have to wait for the answer because there is none. Scottie Pippen's son ain't gonna be bigger than Scottie Pippen. He might, but if he was gonna be, we would already fucking know that he was gonna be. We already knew that Shedeur Sanders coming into the league was going to be a bigger wave than Deion Sanders based on Shedeur already got a wave going on for himself, period, point blank, without football. Oh shit, let me get back to the chat. I live by Detroit. I can tell how much money being poured in. Being poured into what? He calls childish plays. Kevin is immature. Yeah. Them little fucking 4.5 yard passes and shit. It's like playing the kid on Madden. He calls stupid trick plays that goes nowhere. Damn, you on one. If you're a Browns fan, that's what you want. If you're a Browns fan, what do you want? John Dowd, I need to know. Bronny James isn't popular like Shedeur because he lacks the size and talent. That's a good comparison. That's a good comparison. He is not bigger than Deion, but he can be. We have to see when they give us a chance. I'm saying this. Deion Sanders was huge coming into the NFL. But Deion Sanders is not as huge as Shedeur Sanders is coming into the league, is what I'm saying. I'm not talking about overall careers. I was just talking about coming into the league, if you get my drift. You know what I'm saying? Coming into the league, Deion was popular. But he wasn't popular like Shedeur is. And that's just my opinion. Shedeur Sanders, for one, Deion didn't have no fucking social media, so the odds were stacked against him. He still was the best he was the best football player coming into the NFL. I don't think Shedeur was the best player coming into the NFL. But was he the most popular? Did he have the most fucking popularity? Hell yeah. No fucking body was coming in the league. Travis Hunter didn't even have more popularity coming into the league than Shedeur, in my opinion. Well, Travis might have had a little bit more. The Cavs owner is spending a lot of money in Detroit. Doing what? Just like the Bengals owner, greedy Mike Brown. Why I don't have a favorite NFL team. Owners get in the way of winning. That's for damn sure. Deion was a cornerback. He is a quarterback. That's the difference. I agree with you, Mac G. Hell yeah. Big difference. If Deion played quarterback, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But yeah, Shedeur playing quarterback is definitely. And that's the other thing too, Mac G. That's another reason. They ain't never had a motherfucker that was this popular, that was this black, coming into the league as no motherfucking quarterback. You know what I'm saying? The closest thing to this shit was probably like Mike Vick. And for the record, Mike Vick was a small quarterback. That motherfucker was probably like 5'11", 5'10". I don't think he was 6 feet. If he was barely fucking 6 feet. But Mike Vick could fucking play. That bitch had an arm, and he was left-handed just like Dylan Gabriel. But that motherfucker was throwing trajectory bombs. I know that locker room is heated, and Judy is stanking it up. Absolutely. They do Lamar real dirty. Lamar don't get no fucking commercials. If he do, he ain't get no fucking Rolex commercial and shit. You know what I'm saying? He getting some old whack ass shit like Pizza Bowlies or some shit. They not giving Lamar no big time endorsements, you know what I'm saying? And it's fucked up. But you know, we used to this shit. This little motherfucker right here gotta go. This shit right here, double tap the screen if this shit is accurate. Double tap the motherfucking screen. I want to know who is the 17% of people that said Gabriel should remain the quarterback. If you on this motherfucker, please state your business. I need to hear this shit. Yeah, no State Farm, no nothing. Lamar ain't never met Jake. The Browns did. Dylan Gabriel failed his motherfucking self. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hey, CR Streets, I holler at you, man. I'll be back. Subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Share the video, like that motherfucker. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see you soon. Yeah, the Browns did fail Dylan Gabriel. You know why? Because the motherfucker should have never been starting. If they wanted Dylan Gabriel to really get the most out of his NFL experience, he should be watching Shedeur Sanders right now. But somebody said something in the chat earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what? That's a good way to look at it. You kind of don't even want Shedeur to start with a team this fucking bad. And since the team is so bad, for him to go out there in a losing effort, you know, they got to get some more pieces on offense before he even played with this whack ass team. Why does a third round QB get thrown in a few games in? Right to the Wolves. That's what happened. I agree, but you know why they did that bullshit, right? Because you got a first round talent that got drafted 5th round. So what they're trying to do is right their wrongs by putting a 3rd round motherfucker in that's really a 5th rounder probably. And the motherfucking 5th rounder that's really a 1st rounder, they sitting them down, and they don't want to look stupid by drafting Dylan Gabriel 3rd and Shedeur 5th. So it's almost like they trying to right their wrongs by just acting like, oh yeah, this is what the fuck we were supposed to be doing anyway. And that's real shit. But I think it's fucked up that Dylan Gabriel has to compete with a megalithic talent or character like fucking Shedeur Sanders. Like Dylan Gabriel's introduction to the NFL could never be good because he was dwarfed, no pun intended, by everything Shedeur Sanders. Dylan Gabriel get to start, motherfuckers talking about Shedeur Sanders. Dylan Gabriel do this, man, they talking about Shedeur Sanders. So no matter what Dylan Gabriel does on the field, he threw his first touchdown, people was talking about Shedeur Sanders. He got his first win. Motherfuckers are talking about Shedeur Sanders. So when is it going to be a point where Dylan Gabriel does something and it's not about Shedeur Sanders? Never. That's never going to fucking happen because Shedeur Sanders is way too much bigger than Dylan Gabriel. So every time you hear the word Dylan Gabriel or the name Dylan Gabriel, what you really hearing is Shedeur Sanders. Because if it wasn't for Shedeur Sanders, you wouldn't even be saying the word Dylan Gabriel. And I hate to make it sound like, you know, like I'm undermining who and what Dylan Gabriel is, but he just don't measure up to the other guy. He don't. No kind of way. Nothing I could say right here about Dylan Gabriel is gonna really hold no weight compared to Shedeur Sanders. So, like I said, when you say the name Dylan Gabriel, what you're really saying is Shedeur Sanders. Because it ain't no other reason to be saying Dylan Gabriel unless you're talking about Shedeur Sanders. Because Dylan is not the topic. He's the afterthought. You know what I'm saying? And so his NFL experience is fucked up. He got to go play every Sunday and see motherfuckers wearing the jersey of the motherfucker that's behind him. Ain't nothing else in the stands. It might be some Bernie Kosar joints. You probably got some old motherfuckers who ain't updating, still got Baker Mayfield. But that's tough. You got to see more action before starting a few weeks into your rookie season at QB. The Browns' big F up, they have many, is drafting two QBs that close together. Flacco didn't cut, so it's on them. But Flacco kind of showed that. He said Dylan is a CFL player. I agree with you, Mac. To be honest with you, John, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you look around the league, no fucking body got training wheels on like Dylan Gabriel. So I cannot agree with the shit that you're saying. You got to see more action. We don't have to see more action. There is no action. If it was some fucking action, then we could ask to see more. But there is no action. The boy threw he threw 5 passes over 20 yards. He completed 1. He threw 1, he don't even throw passes over 10 yards. So what more could we see? Shedeur Sanders was supposed to go in the first round, period. I understand what's going on. We all do. We're not guessing and wondering why he didn't go in the first round. They purposefully did not draft him. Listen, man. You know what I hate, John? I see you trying to be a team player, and I see you trying to will everybody into believing that Dylan Gabriel is a fucking NFL quarterback. But in preseason, with no first team reps, you saw Shedeur Sanders throwing touchdowns, 20-yard bombs, 30-yard bombs in the basket. And he didn't have to fucking slow walk and figure it out. The motherfucker didn't have no first team reps and did that shit like he been doing that shit all along. And he didn't play with none of those goddamn people. So I don't want to hear that Dylan Gabriel just needs more time and we got to see more. We seen enough. That shit is not it. And you sitting here trying to say we can't expect either of them to be good. Now what you're trying to do is, I see what you're trying to do. You came in here on Dylan Gabriel dick. That's number one. You came in here basically trying to say Shedeur wasn't it. You also came in here trying to say that Dylan Gabriel need more time. Now you're trying to say that neither of them will be good. Like, that's status quo around this motherfucker. That means you're the same people we've been talking about the whole time in this chat. But you try to disguise yourself by being somewhat neutral. Or you made some jokes and then you came back and said, oh, I would leave Myles Garrett alone. Well, now I believe everything you was trying to say when you first came in here. You're pro Dylan Gabriel. You know what I'm saying? Which means a whole lot more that I'm not going to speak on. And then you said that you would do some shit to Myles Garrett if you caught him in the alley. So I'm going to go ahead and say that, yeah, I was right about you. The Dodgers win the World Series. God damn, I know a whole lot of people upset in Canada. But yeah, you are who we thought you were, a troll or a person that's just biased for we wonder what reason why you're biased. Most people are biased for the same reason, and it's got a lot to do with world politics, if you will, or racial politics, if you will. I don't know what your nationality is or what the fuck you are, but you're trying to sneak in Dylan Gabriel should be the quarterback, and that you agree with Dylan Gabriel being the quarterback. Dylan Gabriel fucking sucks. Ain't no quarterback in the NFL averaging 4.5 fucking yards per attempt on passes. I don't believe you, John Dow. You all over the place. 1 minute you're here, 1 minute you're there, and you're trying to go with the flow. But this is not a go with the flow live. This is say what you mean and mean what you say. You can't be toting the line. And if you gonna, voice your opinion and stick with your opinion. Don't be all over the place and shit. You know what I'm saying? But you just said that Dylan Gabriel was the guy. Now that I'm saying that you all over the place, you all over the place. Now you would never draft a 5 foot something QB. But you just said that Dylan Gabriel needs more time. Like, bruh, I get it. See our street said Miles Garrett could break this man ankle in practice. But yeah, John Dowd, you done already been profiled. I know people like you. But at the end of the day, I don't agree with you on a lot of shit. I feel like it's a lot of people out here who are happy seeing Dylan Gabriel get the privilege, because that's what it is. He didn't earn shit. They gave him the privilege of being the starting quarterback because he damn sure didn't earn it. He didn't do a motherfucking thing in preseason to look like the starting quarterback. He's not big enough. He's not tall enough. He does not have the fucking vision. That boy don't got the fucking gall. He don't have it. It's a it factor. It's a smell test. It's an eye test, and he don't pass none of that shit, bruh. None of it. He does not pass the eye test. The eye test is when you look at a motherfucker and be like, oh, that motherfucker, no, he might be short, but that motherfucker is, yeah, he throw the fucking ball like, yeah. You don't see that. Then they say he was a supercomputer. Now I need y'all to know what the fuck a supercomputer is. When somebody says, oh, he's a supercomputer, they're basically trying to say that he's so smart that it supersedes other people's talent. That's what the fuck a supercomputer is. A supercomputer is somebody who is so smart and has an IQ so high that it will dictate that they have an advantage. They have an athletic advantage based on their IQ. So they saying that this nigga can compute shit so fucking fast and so good that he'll have a athletic advantage based on how he thinks. Get the fuck out of here. That's why he was standing in the fucking end zone and threw a goddamn intentional grounding safety. Because he's a supercomputer. So that's lie number one, lie number two, and lie number three. They just lie. They just want this fucking boy to seem like, okay, well, it's a reason why he's getting the opportunity over Shedeur Sanders. And really, there is none. There is none. If I could trade Jameis Winston for Dylan, I need a draft pick or two. Who you talking about? John Dowd? Yeah, he sounds like a fucking bot. That man said Dylan is that Soldier Boy video game box. That's it. That shit was called Soldier, some bullshit. Fake ass Xbox. Well, yeah, man. Dylan Gabriel is fucking trash. I'm tired of fucking, you motherfuckers going to the bye week. People want to see 12, period, point blank. At all costs, people want to see 12. But Stefanski just act like he not coming up off that shit. Every time they say something about 12, he got a fucking excuse that's like, oh no, we're not even thinking about that. And I'm tired of that shit, man. Somebody got to go into Cleveland and slap the fuck out the boy. But at the end of the day, he's some shit and he's going to lose his job and nobody's going to ever trust that motherfucker with their organization again. That's what the fuck I think is going to happen. Man, hey John Dowd, you's a dick eater, man. Period. Motherfucker, you don't even know how old I am. Typical overhead. You a typical goofball. No, you're jealous. Y'all motherfuckers mad cause a young, talented, confident, black, rich, successful black kid don't give a fuck about what y'all gotta say. He don't need no money from y'all motherfuckers. He already making more money than you, Dylan Gabriel, your mother, your father, your broke ass kids, and you motherfuckers is jealous. And Shedeur Sanders can sit on the bench and make more money than Dylan Gabriel and don't give a fuck. Have you heard Shedeur Sanders complain one time? Shedeur Sanders don't give a fuck, man. He laid back, chilling, knowing that his time coming. Knowing that y'all motherfuckers gonna gag yourself with a motherfucking spoon because he in the game. But again, John, you just a spineless jellyfish. Cause see, when I come in the motherfucker chat, I'm gonna tell him exactly what the fuck on my mind. You came in here like a bitch. Toting to this line and toting to that line and saying, oh no, I'm here. And oh no, I'm there, I'm that. I don't give a fuck. I don't know you and I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about you. You and Dylan can go have a private time. I don't give a fuck. That ain't gonna make his ass no better. But what it really is, yeah, you just like most motherfuckers that got your sentiment. Y'all the same color. Y'all the same inferiority. Y'all same compulsive, obsessive motherfuckers. You know what I'm talking about? Compulsive, obsessive behavior. Better known as what the fuck you are. So don't come over here with that fake shit. John Dowd or whatever the fuck your name is. But I know when the motherfucker come on here and if you can sit up here and lie and say Dylan Gabriel deserves the opportunity and he just need more time, for one, you compromise. You know what I'm saying? You very much compromise and you're a fucking liar. You don't tell the truth and you're happy telling yourself a lie. Or maybe you're not happy. But one thing about me, and you can take this shit and tell your motherfucking kids, I ain't lying to no motherfucker about nothing. I don't give a fuck who the fuck is any person for me to lie to. So if I come on here and say, Dylan Gabriel is good, Dylan Gabriel just need more time, I'd be a lying motherfucker to say some shit like that. Because Dylan Gabriel just had 3 motherfucking games. That's plenty of fucking time in the NFL. We ain't seen no dimes downfield like Shedeur did. We ain't seen no motherfucking tight window passes. We ain't seen shit but baby food. Little shoes ass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't win nothing in no motherfucking NFL. You got a motherfucker got 5 sacks, and that shit got canceled out by a mediocre ass offense and a mediocre ass quarterback. Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all can have that mediocre shit. Dylan is a fucking backup QB like shit. Jealousy. Man, you better go to fucking eat a fucking whole corn cob and jab that bitch down your throat. Poke yourself in the back of your head with a thumbtack, motherfucker, right in the soft part of the bottom of your neck. In the back of your head. The fuck? That's a lot of y'all motherfuckers' problem. Y'all jealous. That's the real problem. You just hit the root on the head. A lot of y'all motherfuckers are jealous. A lot of y'all motherfuckers can't get over the fact that, you know what I'm saying, this boy is unbothered. He sit on the bench every week making bread, not giving a fuck. I mean, he wants to play, but do you see him begging anybody? Do you see him fucking crying or whining about it? No, he know what the fuck it is. He know what the fuck it is. Everywhere the fuck he went. And all you motherfuckers who, his dad protected him. Protected him from what? Bitch, he was on the field with gladiators. Where was your bitch ass at? Where was your bitch ass at? You wasn't on the field. A lot of y'all motherfuckers that talk never even played football. A lot of you motherfuckers don't even know what it's like for dirt to fly up in your face. You know what I'm saying? Or for your ass to hit a motherfucker and see stars. You motherfuckers is delinquent. Y'all ain't never even played sports. Y'all ain't even never, you know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't experience football like y'all talking. A lot of you motherfuckers, because if you experienced it, then you know when you look at a motherfucker, you know what's pedigree and what's not pedigree. I know when a motherfucker's a starting quarterback and not a starting quarterback. I don't have to motherfucking ask nobody. What do you think? I can tell you motherfuckers, yes, this bitch is not it. He don't have it. He does not possess the athletic ability to play quarterback in the fucking NFL. It takes a lot. So I don't know. But yeah, motherfuckers need to wake the fuck up. It's a lot of lies being told, and there's a lot of motherfuckers agreeing with a lot of bullshit. A lot of motherfuckers agreeing with a lot of bullshit. And just because you agree, don't make this little short motherfucker on my screen no better. It's a real shame what's going on with this shit. You got this motherfucker ready to leave. You know what I'm saying? You got this motherfucker being held back from being the great motherfucker that he is. You just can't deny that shit. You can't. Bullshit. Let me see. We're going back to my man Garrett Bush. We're going back to Garrett Bush. Talk to him, Garrett. I appreciate the likes, man. Hit them likes.
Unless Dylan Gabriel can't play. He might even play Bailey Zapp before he played Shedeur Sanders. He might go ask the Baltimore Ravens to trade back for Snoop Huntley before he plays Shedeur Sanders. He might even go ask the Bengals to trade Joe Flacco back so he can be the starter before he plays Shedeur Sanders. He might even go to the Raiders and get Kenny Pickett back before he plays Shedeur Sanders. The only way this Cleveland Browns team gets better this season or into next year is if Kevin Stefanski is not there. The only way Shedeur Sanders gets an opportunity in Cleveland to be the guy is if Kevin Stefanski gets fired.
Yes, we're weaving a tapestry here, boys and girls. If you're following along, I showed you how they're posing, how they're setting it up. Anybody but Shedeur. You go out there, you get your marching orders. The job is to circle the wagons. Anybody but Shedeur. And I don't care. Say Dylan Gabriel isn't playing that bad. Say he doesn't have enough time to get together. Say it's the offensive line. Say it's the receivers. Well, if that doesn't work, here's what you need to do. You say, okay, Dylan is bad, but Shedeur will be even worse. Even worse. Dylan keep playing bad, then ain't gonna work no more. Well, look, he's just not ready. Just trust us. Trust us, what we're saying. But RG makes a great point. Even though the tagline says Stefanski won't play him. I'm convinced Kevin Stefanski will never willingly play Shedeur Sanders, but willingly is the key answer. Because at some point, Jimmy Haslam is going to force his hand. You know why Jimmy Haslam is going to force his hand? Because the base is flipped. I ain't even really want to get into this.
Yup, CR Streets, you right.
The regular, anytime you need to win an election, right? And Kevin Stefanski is up for the re-election. Right? He's up for re-election as the quote-unquote president of the Cleveland Browns. And anytime you want to win an election, you got to win certain buckets of people. Whether your base is liberal or conservative, you need to win your base handily by 80, 90%. And then you need to steal a few fringe people from the opposing group. You also need to get the independents. You also need to get the minorities. You also have to get fringe people on certain subjects. It's tried and true. You go back and chart any election. Pollsters always getting a lot of pollsters getting it wrong because they don't understand how people think now. Y'all going back on what used to happen. That's why the polls be all messed up to the election. But what Kevin Stefanski in this case has to understand is his base is legacy media. That's a shrinking demographic. It's a powerful demographic traditionally because they have the power of the pen, the power of the group. That's why it's traditional media has been so strict about who they let in, what the representation looks like, and the decorum of what you talk about. But as time has gone on, the legacy media has been stripped of the powers of the Black Panther, have been stripped away. You know why it's been stripped? Because there's little fools like me running around on the internet. Everybody, and now players wised up and figure ex-players. So hold on, I'm opinionated. I got all the connections with the other players. Why don't I just invest my own money and come up with my own podcast? Why don't I invest in my own money and bring my own guys on? We're the experts here. So now there's another demographic. So you got legacy media, you got the player empowerment media. Then you have independent media. Those are guys like me on the internet, moving around. That's the blogosphere, right? Then you have the fan base, and then you have the financial aspect. Kevin Stefanski, in terms of the media and the legacy media, he got that. But their power is diminished. He had, to a certain extent, the fan base. Because the propaganda they put out was he's the two-time coach of the year. Who are we going to get? They play on your fears. They play on your fears that the others are coming. Hey, you're a Cleveland Brown fan, right? Your father had tickets here. Your great-grandfather was in the meeting line. Are you going to come in and let these others come in here and just steal your fandom? They don't care about the Browns. They care about Shedeur Sanders. They're not part of us. They're not part of us. So when they say Shedeur should be playing, guys, just trust us because they want to come in and take over. Why you think there's so much pushback? A lot of stuff that these people say ain't got nothing to do with what's on the field. It has to do with them pushing back on a mythical idea that this cult is coming to take their beloved Cleveland Browns away. Not that somebody believes in a player that a lot of people had as a second round, number 2 overall pick. Not a dude who's won multiple awards in college. Not a dude that threw for 4,000 yards. Not a dude that been in pro style office. Not a dude that can played against multiple people, put multiple yards up with a bad team, with a bad offense line, a couple people are receiver. Not a dude that people projected as a potential number 1, number 2 overall pick. Not that. It's looked at the lens of, I don't think he's a savior. They think he's a savior. Human nature is to push back when you feel somebody got something on you, right? So Kevin Stefanski dying on this hill and trying to get reelected ain't gonna work. Because as you see, all the other former players don't rock with him. All of them. Even the ones that played here. The independent media don't rock with you. You can't win them votes. And now the fan base has seen you wasted a 3rd round pick on Dylan Gabriel, and instead of you acknowledging that and at least moving on, you done double down. So every week you come out here and play the same garbage, you continue to lose the fan base. And then what happens? What happens when you're polling? And what happens when you're running in the primary and your numbers is looking like 14% of the vote? The committee tells you, hey, I need you to concede. I don't care if you raise a bunch of money. You need to concede because there's no possible way you can win. And at this point, Kevin Stefanski is about 1 week away from conceding because the fan base don't see it. The media, the players' media is already on him. You already know we already on his back. We already on him right now here. And eventually, what's the straw that breaks the camel's back is that the king up top, the one with the purse strings, the donors. That's Jimmy Haslam. Jimmy Haslam gonna come around and say, you know, Kev, more than anything, it just leaked that people supposed to pay $250,000 for some seats, regular seats in the new stadium, and I can't keep trotting you out here. I need at least some of these donors. A lot of these rich donors is not pulling up no more. We're gonna have to let you go because the people spoke. Kevin, by the way, we know good and well what you're thinking because you continue to try people out here, courtesy of 92.3 The Fan. Watch how they push back. It's not about whether Dylan Gabriel's good. It's not about whether or not, Kevin Stefanski puts people in the best position to do their thing. It's about, he's saying that, well, I think that people are misguided because they're looking at him as a savior. So because people believe that somebody's better than Dylan Gabriel, you got to push back because in your mind, you made up a savior. Nobody didn't say he was a savior. We just said he was better than the dude you got out there right now that you're trying to convince us of that wasn't ever that good. Courtesy of 92.3 The Fan. Watch how people, again, legacy media, watch the tone.
If there's a chance playing Shedeur Sanders would make this offense look any better, or are the problems just bigger than the quarterback spot right now?
Yeah, I think the problems are bigger than the quarterback spot. And look, I'm not saying that Shedeur Sanders couldn't come in there and be better. Maybe he could be, right? I mean, it's impossible for anybody to sit there and say whether it would or wouldn't be at least better. I would say that Sanders was the third string quarterback going into the season for a reason. Like, he, just like Gabriel, a rookie. And also, I think, look, it's a lot to pick up. It's a lot to take on. I know in preseason there are a lot of national voices like, why is he only playing 13 reps? And why is he playing with these guys who are going to get cut? It's like, well, because he's a third-string quarterback. Like, they're not going to play starters with this guy in the third quarter of a preseason game. Like, that's insane. That's not going to happen. So I think realistically, look, does he get a shot this year? It's your Stefanski. You probably throw him in there at some point and say, let's see what the kid's got. But I think if you're a Browns fan expecting him to come in and just be the savior, it's a lot. There's a reason he went in the 5th round. There's a reason he's the third-string quarterback.
What reason is that? Can I get specific about this? What reason is that? Well, there's a reason. 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 What is it? You know what? Don't stop the party, G. Bush. You got some more receipts to give out?
If his name wasn't Shedeur Sanders and it was Johnny Smith, like, would you sit there and still have this clamoring to play him? Like, I don't know that you would. So
you mean kind of like Arch Manning was the number 1 overall pick until you found out he was garbage?
I think you will play at some point, but I don't think he's all of a sudden just like turn around the whole thing.
Okay. Well, listen. We all first verse. Don't worry about it. Let's talk about this real quick.
After 17 seats.
Let me show you something. Here's the problem I got with this trope and narrative. Don't play with me. This is courtesy of the NFL, by the way. It's not no independent media that put this out there. These are the people that represent the NFL. So they've already told you if the NFL put it out there, if the NFL has it out there, they said it, I didn't. They said it, I didn't. The part I got is this. Y'all better stop acting like Every single time that there was a quarterback in that position that happens to be black, that the trope is he don't know what's going on. Can't read the playbook, can't get in and out of the huddle, don't know the plays. It's a lot to ask of him. He is confusing. Is he a leader? Well, let me just show you that one of the greatest football quarterbacks of all freaking time. Do not play with me on this Saturday. This is a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to put a helmet on. And they told this man that he couldn't play. He wasn't no leader. He had to go through the USFL. This trope been going on since it's a tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme. Beauty and the Beast. Let's talk to him real quick. I know some people don't want to hear it. Hey, listen, it might be bye week. You still catch that flight to Tahiti. It's still time to gas up the car and take the family away for the weekend so you don't have to see it. Don't you play with me today. Let's talk.
After 17 seasons in the National Football League, Warren Moon was enshrined into the NFL Hall of Fame.
A lot has been said about me as being the first African-American quarterback into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's a subject that I'm very uncomfortable about sometimes, only because I've always wanted to be judged as just a quarterback.
Moon's place in Canton was not earned without overcoming many obstacles and stereotypes that faced black quarterbacks during his era. For a time, Moon was trapped on the sidelines, unable to play the game he loved unless he moved to wide receiver. Moon moved to Canada before he would be switched, but Warren always stayed true to his conviction of playing quarterback in the NFL.
Not only did I have to deal with the fact that people didn't think I was good enough to play the position physically, but I also had to deal with the racial aspect of it too. So I had the double whammy going against me when I came out of college.
I don't want you to think I can play this position because we done switched the brother to the receiver.
One of the stereotypes against us is that we couldn't lead, that we couldn't think, that we couldn't, read defenses and throw the ball from the pocket.
Back goes Warren, looking, fires, caught.
I think I've been able to overcome those barriers and do things beyond what anybody ever thought I was capable of doing. And I've been productive everywhere I've ever played the game, everywhere I've ever strapped up my helmet. My versatility has also shown that there's a place for that type of quarterback in this game.
Every single time you move, let's move Warren Moon to receiver. But I'm guessing there were some people at the time who said, well, the Houston Oilers have to know best, right? Well, the Houston Oilers, they were saying he wasn't ready. They're telling us that. I don't give a damn what you think that somebody told you. You didn't like. You said Lamar Jackson was a receiver. You said Jalen Hurts was a tight end. So you can say whether or not a guy is good or not. But the one thing I'm always gonna sit on and stand on the principle is watch your mouth when you're talking about what people don't know and know what is going on and cognitive abilities. That's kind of borderline because we've been doing this stuff. That was from the NFL film. They put that package together. I didn't. So before you get in the comment section, talk about why does it always have to be about this? The NFL said it. I didn't. And obviously you trust them with everything, don't you? Huh? You trust all the other propaganda. You don't want to trust that? Okay, I get it. But for me, the fact that people are still trying to use the ability to see the game, the ability to pass and process to be a leader, when you use buzzwords and buzz phrases like get in and out of the huddle, he's a leader of men, he's the face of a franchise, he's the first one in, last one out, does all the little things, gets the ball out quick, he's a supercomputer. It's funny how none of those they seem to not apply to certain people. We seem to can't never get that type of, when I'm going to be known as the supercomputer. By the way, I tell it like it is all the time. I'll be funny and joking all the time. Ha, ha, ha. You can have all the stats you want. You ain't smarter than me in nothing. I got multiple degrees. Multiple, 2, 4, 5, 6, 10. And the way I put my stuff together, you can't even get on that level. That's the fact that y'all always think we got to be sitting up here talking and tap dancing and laughing and joking. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with folks. This is 2025. If you don't think somebody can play, you do your homework and you put the time, effort, and energy in. Because after I get off here, I'm going to go watch some college tape. I'm going to go watch some college tape while you off doing whatever you doing. I already told you, your opinion is not the same as this one. Because I respect people that put the time, energy, and effort into it. Not the fact that you watch Ohio State Buckeyes and run around and say, I trust this person who said this. They trusted Bernie Madoff too. Ooh, y'all a little too trustworthy. Come on now. I know this. I know it ain't Sunday. But I'm just letting y'all know what it is. Refute it. I ain't never heard the supercomputer narrative for a black quarterback. Still waiting to see it. Michael Vick was electric. Donovan McNabb was a magician. Doug Williams was the first. Warren Moon threw the prettiest football in the world. When I get to be the supercomputer, how many degrees I gotta have before I could be the TI 86 and a half? Huh? Or do that don't come to me?
Prostate exams are outdated, and here's why nobody talks about it.
For swollen prostate? My problem with urination finally stopped, and what I did was ridiculous. My urologist asked me to throw everything away and just do this simple trick he recently learned at a conference. I even thought about changing urologists when he told me this. It seemed like he had lost his mind, until I saw the urine flow with full force after doing this silly thing. If you experience low flow and even lack of energy in bed, I ask you to try this just for today and let me know if it worked for you too. Just click the button below and watch how to do it. This will free you from toxic medication, risky surgery, or even humiliating rectal exams. Just click the button below to find relief.
Over the last 6-7 weeks, there have been multiple people that would try to tell you, that it's just not that we don't want to see or play. But really what was happening is it's just Dylan has been better. He's been overall better. Liars. I've been in camp. You see what the product on the field is talking about. You already know he's not better. He never was better. But you kept coming with it. You kept coming with that energy and that noise. Then you pivoted and said, well, it's not, we're saving him from himself. We don't want to ruin him. Dylan Gabriel was cool to go out there and get ruined. Dylan Gabriel's cool to go out there and how they figure he's ready to play and everybody, but we don't want to ruin him. And then it just got down to a point where it just got to a situation where everybody was like, you know what? He's just not ready. He's not ready, and the Browns deem him not to be ready. No, let's call a spade a spade. When you say the Browns said it, you getting this from a specific source. You think that we don't know that the Cleveland Browns are giving you your marching orders? You don't believe that we are smart enough to understand that there are multiple leaks and that the main wide spectrum of the media is an arm of the Cleveland Browns communication list. You guys don't print nothing without you checking that and scrubbing that through the hot ivory towers in Berea. You think we don't notice that all the national media that covers the Browns seem to have the same talking points? Just so happens that Didi said it, and Ross Tucker says it, and then Mary Kay says it, and well, it's crazy. Tony Grossi has that. Man, Chris Rose has that. You don't think we understand what the game plan is here? What a great thing about the game plan over here with the barbershop is probably that's your opinion. Opinions are great, right? But the receipts of integrity show you what you said. I don't want to misquote you. I'm going to show you what you said. And then we'll give you a little rebuttal and tell you why you look crazy for saying it. And if you're a little upset about that, I didn't say it, you did. So no hard feelings over here, is it? Because everything that you're saying, I was present on the show with. I was there when you said it. So let's get to these sheets of integrity. Because one thing that we got to get moving forward is the Cleveland Browns are not credible what they say. The Cleveland Browns have lied to you at every step. They said Pickett was good. They said Flacco gave you the best chance. They said Dylan Gabriel was a third-round pick. And they said Shedeur couldn't play at all. Second of all, there's a lot of y'all out there, and there's a lot of people in the media, a lot of people in the Cleveland Browns spectrum that you won't say the part out loud. You won't say it out loud. It ain't the fact that he's ready. It's the fact that you aren't ready. You aren't ready to have him, Shedeur Sanders, be identified as someone who represents you. Did I stutter? There are some of you that never, ever, no matter what he does, how he plays, you will ever be ready for him to play. As a matter of fact, you don't even want to see him play at all. And it took me 6-7 weeks to figure out that you wasn't trying to be cool. You wasn't trying to make sure that you don't ruin them. You trying to play these reindeer games where we don't know that you never wanted him to play. Ever. You want to fast forward and skip. You're okay with Dylan Gabriel playing horribly as long as it prevents Shedeur Sanders from playing. And see, the thing that you've started to think is, well, why would the Browns sabotage him? The Browns wouldn't sabotage him. Well, okay, well, let's get to you. You're perfectly willing to do the Browns' bidding in this sabotaging. Yeah, the Browns don't need to say it. They just tell you to say it. Confusion is alive and well. Always watch people's body language. These receipts, get ready. It's 175,000 people in here. We're going to get to it. Y'all, while y'all on vacation, y'all got to understand something. These receipts. Today, I need y'all to be sitting back ready to go. Let's get to them. First of all, we'll start this off with Kevin Stefanski. I heard him talking the other day, and Kevin Stefanski, this is courtesy of 92.3 The Fan, right? This is courtesy of UCSS. This is courtesy of the Ultimate Browns. This is courtesy. We got a whole lot of stuff in these clips that we got a courtesy because we want to make sure we give you your just due. The Orange and Brown Report. I don't think I'm missing nothing. So let's get into it. Yeah. Kevin Stefanski was talking that crazy talk. He talked about Dylan Gabriel that was his man. Stand by your man. This dude, he sound like a teenage girl that is dating a bad boy in school, and the father said, over my dead body, I prohibit you from you're talking to that young man. He's not on our level. Daddy, I love him. Daddy. He's such a good guy. You won't give him a chance. Kevin Stefanski out here gushing over Dylan Gabriel. No matter what, he gonna stand by. He's a ride or die. You gonna be a coach and be a ride or die chick. You can't be no ride or die chick. It's like, didn't the Lux have this song? I need a ride or die chick. You out here loyal as heck right now, Kev, and you have been disseminating this propaganda way too long. The receipts are finally upon us.
We do this week, and during the bye week, you watch all these plays together, and you're kicking yourself because it's one thing here, and then it's one thing there, where it's just stopping you from hitting those shots. They're there; they will continue to be there, but we have to do our job. Again, it's not a player thing; it's an all of us thing. We have to do our job.
It's an all of us thing, Kev. I didn't know all of us threw the football. I didn't know all of us. It's all of a sudden all of us. This dude is systematically scapegoating the entire team. This dude is systematically holding the whole organization back because he's trying to stand by his man. Stand by your man.
In terms of making sure that everybody's where they're supposed to be, and then we can start to hit these shots.
He's certainly shown great ability to go through progressions, make smart decisions. He made a not smart decision in the game against Philly, but he learned from it immediately, and I don't think you'll ever see him do that again. So all of that, I think, is really positive. He's shown an ability to move and throw on the run. Again, he gets the ball out really, really, really quick. All of those things matter.
And as you roll out, Dylan, you're looking at it right here. He's looking at it. His helmet tells me he sees him. What are we doing? He's still open. Still open. Still open. What are we doing? He's looked at it. He's had to see him. We run for 4 yards instead of giving him the football right here and probably making a move and getting into the end zone. And if not, it's at least a 9-10 yard gain.
My point is this, is that 80+% of the league believes that a first-round talent is the guy that needs to start on night one. And that's what I believe as well. I just do. Now, it doesn't mean that Shedeur should not get a shot. Yes, but are there shortcomings in his game that, right, like if he were to get out here this weekend, guys, it would not be pretty. I mean, he would probably get sacked double-digit times.
Let me give you a little pushback. I mean, Dylan Gabriel got sacked 6 times. Pushback on the premise that Shedeur Sanders would be visibly 10 times worse and get sacked 12 times.
I didn't say it would be 10 times worse. I said that he has shortcomings. One of his shortcomings is, if you study when guys come out of college, if they get sacked a lot, they get sacked in the NFL.
I think if something happened to Gabriel and you put Shedeur in, it could be ugly.
There's no play call that calls for a 23-yard sack. And there are numbers out there that show there was a lot of time to throw.
My brother, when you're outside the pocket and you got your eyes on it, you need to be able to rip this throw to him toward the sideline right now. Right now. It's got to be thrown. Why are we setting our feet and then throwing off of our back foot? And it's an absolute lame duck.
Yes, things are not necessarily going the way that you want. Your margin of error has really shrunk, but your defense is supposed to be lights out. So do more. Do more.
seal the deal.
Like, do
They
your
didn't seal
job
the
and do
deal
your
last
job
week.
better.
I hate when the media does this. I'm sorry. I absolutely hate it. Oh, fans just want their pound of flesh.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I felt like. Look, you can look, and they should have been able, yes, the Browns should have been able to run their 4-minute offense.
They've won 5 games in the last 2 years.
Also, yeah.
And a league built on parity. This is not normal. Don't normalize this crap.
Yes, you wish that they could have gotten a first down. Yes.
Doug Peterson won the Super Bowl and was out of a job within a few years.
Part of this is you have to acknowledge and recognize that the guy's not going to step in and be Tom Brady year 16.
I cannot normalize this. Cannot. And I'm not going to get comfortable with it. I'm not going to get to a point where it's like, well, this is all part of the plan.
So then you need your defense to seal the deal.
And if you want to say Dylan Gabriel, I don't think he's played that bad. I think you're wrong. But you can say that.
A seasoned quarterback, a good offense is able to close out the game right there. Well, that's not what you have right now, okay? You have a rookie quarterback making his first ever start overseas. Part of this is learning.
But you cannot look at this and go, well, this is how it was supposed to go.
So there you have it right there, man. We got plenty of people that got the same goddamn sentiment. Nobody is buying the Dylan Gabriel pitch no more. Nobody's buying that shit. Nobody's looking at this shit and saying, yeah, you're right. He just needs another week. What it really is they're trying to beat a fucking dead horse. And that dead horse is Dylan Gabriel. We've seen that he does not possess the IQ, the athletic ability. He does not have the field vision. He does not have the arm strength. He can't see over the fucking line, and it just ain't gonna work. They can feed us Dylan Gabriel every week, week after week after week after week. It's still gonna be a high school worthy performance put up, and they're not winning no games. I was surprised they won that one game, but look who the fuck they won against. Miami. And they didn't do it throwing, they did it running. Dylan Gabriel was only in the game for one of the 4 touchdowns scored. So even when they're running the ball, he can't even be a fucking round. He can't even be in the game for them to score a touchdown. What is the fucking point of having a quarterback if he got to come out of the game every time you fucking score? Another thing, the Wildcat offense should be any quarterback's nightmare. Because what it's telling me is the quarterback couldn't get it fucking done. That's what that's telling me. Dylan Gabriel is serious garbage. Shout out to my man Edward and Edward Nelson. You dropping jewels. Every time Shedeur went up against a big team, even if they lost, Shedeur put up fucking numbers. And when you're looking for NFL talent, you don't have to win every game. It's about what you can do against a certain talent level. If you can do that shit against NFL talent, then you're an NFL quarterback. But if you can only do it against college quarterbacks or college defenses, that means you're just a fucking college quarterback. Sorry, but that's what it is.
Or if they simply get a win or two more than 3-win Wilson suggested, suddenly the losses and how they look don't matter. You can't.
My goodness. Whoop. Again, make sure you go check out the Orange and Brown Report. We got something else from Jake Burns. Make sure you go check out. He does a great field breakdown. 92.3 The Fan. Go check out Nick Wilson, Jonathan Peelan, Afternoon Drive. Make sure you get to all those people. And, of course, watch UCSS because, it's courtesy of them, too. But I'm just showing you. See, if you don't remind people, they'll continue to keep saying things and then act like they didn't say that. Like, I know that was never the issue. That wasn't. No. We want to see it. Because every single time we say Shedeur Sanders' name, you give us a reason why you don't want to see him. why he won't be as bad as Dylan Gabriel, why he will never get what he get. No, every single time. I find it interesting and funny that you said, oh my goodness, he made a bad turnover. He'll never do that again. That's like going to your parent-teacher conferences and your kid is acting up and your parents say, listen, I know Susie has been acting up, but she's trying to get into another school in Harvard. Can we please, sweep this thing under the rug? We're trying to get her into college. I mean, she'll never do it again. Come on, guys. It's disingenuous at best. Come on, guys. You don't think we know you talk to these folks? We think you don't know that you chat with these people all the time? And this is why Kevin Stefanski has no intentions of playing Shedeur Sanders. None at all. But the fact that he is sitting out here rolling this propaganda out and people act like we don't see what's going on. Stop with the games. How intellectually dishonest is it for you to say, well, Dylan Gabriel is playing bad. He's playing so bad that you even tried. Ross said, I don't think he's playing that bad. How you figure, bro? You ain't watched no tape? And that's why what I do, I trump all of that. You know why? Because you guys know that are members. You guys know that are members. That we break down the film and the game and we show good plays, bad plays, all in between. Right here on the members only. You know we be breaking it down. So when you say, I think, I'm going to tell you what I know. When you say, well, give him the benefit of the doubt, I'm going to show you why what he's doing on the field deserves no benefit of the doubt. Right? So all this mumbo jumbo and you think we got you. Don't worry about it. But all I'm telling you is this. We're not going to play with you. The games are over. I told you last week. Y'all thought I was playing. Y'all see me on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show this week. All of this talk about, if you come up there, you're going to have to stand by what you stand. I'm not going to sit there and twiddle my thumbs. I'm not going to sit here and twiddle my thumbs and say, well, that's your opinion. Wow, thank you, Bird's Nest. They call him average when he's the worst quarterback in the league. Worst quarterback statistically in all different categories. But you minimize that. It's intellectually dishonest for you to say, I'm going to discount this poor play in every segment of the game. Dylan Gabriel has been playing like this. He is playing like this since the spring. He didn't look good in the spring. He didn't look good in OTAs. He was the most inaccurate interceptor turnover worthy guy at training camp. He's been giving reps and getting reps since day one, and he still looks bad. But no, you got to give him 3 to 4 more weeks. I'm not saying Shedeur's going to get some work. He's going to get something down the line. It's just, but he's a 5th round pick, guys. I mean, what did you expect? Like the 3rd round pick is a 1st round pick. You shouldn't even have drafted him to start with at 3rd round. Nobody was doing it but him. And we got to start calling this out. This anybody but Shedeur narrative is cornball tendencies. Don't think so? They like, bro, you can't, this is a strapped in. G. Bush did a strapped in. The first segment, he got 2 videos? Oh yeah, I told you, I got all day. It's the bye week, I got to shoot.
I agree with you, Edward.
It's like I'm Hitman Holler. But I got to slow it down, put it in subtitles or something like I'm Sir? Huh? Do I got to give you a showtime? Like I'm your man from St. Louis? So it's showtime. Do I got to get an Aver? The second thing that we've been talking about is this nature of when I can prove that people are talking about anybody but Shedeur. Because they can't stand for what they see on the football field right now. There's no opportunity and no way they can sit behind and stand behind that play on the field. Because I've always told you, once the game starts, slow it down. I just dished you. And by the way, it's a battle rap term. Don't call me and say, G. Bush, you said on camera I dished you. That's the deal. Y'all got to learn about culture. This is why you got to go through cultural competency. I'm talking about battle rap. If you don't watch battle rap, you just don't know. So now, we done got to a point where it's not even Shedeur Sanders versus Dylan Gabriel. They want to fast forward this work so tough. They want to fast forward so quick that they think that they smart enough to say, well, I think Kevin needs to win with Bailey Zappi. Kevin, you need to stop leaking this to these people because I'm not. You got to understand that the receipts of integrity will not let you get that off. The receipts of integrity is almost like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, face down. It's a trap card face down. They take your life points And I get to rewind and bring one of my monsters back from the grave. The receipts of integrity is a finish move. If it was WWE, it would be the rock bottom. The receipts of integrity are unwieldy. Oh, we got some more. Now we talking about Bailey Zappi. Zappi? So now you're equipped. They tell you about Bailey Zappi. We got something right here.
Here's the crazy part. 99% of Amazon sellers are fighting in the wrong place. The smart one.
Imagine they try to play Bailey Zappi. Oh my. They'll get riot.
Second down and 20 as a result. Happy passes in the air and intercepted by Smith. Checked at the line, and Roquan Smith with another takeaway.
I literally think that they stopped that decision too, because it looked like Bailey Zappi was going to play. And they was like, nah.
Yeah, at this point, you don't want to win games.
New England and everything that's in front of them. Zappi.
At this point, you want a high draft pick. And Bailey Zappi probably does give them the best chance to win games. And that's not saying much, but he's an experienced NFL quarterback. Probably gives them the best chance to win games.
Really a whole lot of good players, and then they got better players in, and they got outstanding on defense. This is going to be intercepted by the rookie Gordon.
Remember when I got yelled at for saying that?
Less than 40 seconds to go. Zappi with a fake snap. Fake spike. Pardon me. It's intercepted. Boy,
I just saw Bailey Zappi throw pick sixes against the Baltimore Ravens in a Cleveland Browns jersey. I know he's trash.
Zappi looks up. He throw pick right into the hands of Nate Wiggins, and the rookie walks in for an early pick six.
I know, but we got three guys. Can this be true? We got three guys that are trash.
Zappi fires, and it is picked off. The third Giants interception, this time it's Xavier McKinney.
Doesn't one of them have to be the best? And if you use conventional wisdom,
Looks to throw, and the move, he's in trouble, and he throws an interception right into the hands of Willie Gay.
who probably, forget developing for the future.
Zappi blitzes.
Who, if you had to win against the Jets, and you can start any of the three.
I think is the word, and the last in the league that describes it. Zappi trying to change that. It's intercepted.
Who you start?
See, I'm going to be honest with y'all. When I hear these white analysts, who most of these motherfuckers never even played, these motherfuckers never even played sports, and they sitting around saying, "Oh, if you had three quarterbacks, who you playing?" Like, motherfucker, y'all, that shit right there really makes me fucking sick. I swear to God. Just like when the dude Don just came in here trying to act like he was not a pro Dylan Gabriel guy, like he was just a neutral guy. But if you listen to him, the longer he talked and the more shit he typed, you understood that this dude was lying. Just like the analysts. And just like all of these people who have a professional opinion about what's going on with the Cleveland Browns, they're trying to act like Dylan Gabriel is on Shedeur's level. They're trying to act like Bailey Zappi. Double tap the screen, folks. I need those likes. They're trying to act like Bailey Zappi could come up and win games. He can give them the best. A motherfucker who didn't even make the team can come up and give a dude who did make the team better work. They want us to believe that shit. So my opinion is these motherfuckers, if telling the truth was how you get into heaven, all of these motherfuckers are going to hell. Straight up. Straight like that. Whoever this dude right here is, he's a lying motherfucker. Bailey Zappi gives you no chance to win. Bailey Zappi is some shit. Dylan Gabriel is some shit. And they keep wanting to spoon feed us these mediocre ass quarterbacks because they are afraid to see a real fucking superstar with real talent play the game. And it's a shame that NFL has become a place. I remember one time sports was a place where certain shit just wasn't a thing. It's finally gotten to a point where people will choose, in my opinion, people will choose race over talent. And then motherfuckers will say, "Oh man, he's a victim. Oh, don't be a victim." Man, shut the fuck up before I make you a victim. But at the end of the day, man, it's like you kind of seeing the same type of people, the same demographic of people are saying the same shit. Don, who was just in the chat, came on here and said the same thing. First, he said Dylan just he said Shedeur wasn't ready. Then he said Dylan just needs more time. Then he said Dylan needs to, get some more work in. And then, soon as I said what I blew the whistle on him, he let the real fucking feelings come out. And it wasn't nowhere near neutral. You know what I'm saying? And most of these people are not neutral. They already got their minds made up based on a political reason, aka a racial reason. A lot of people, that's what it is. They choose shit like that. Like Canelo and Terrence Crawford. I never thought that Canelo had a fucking chance. I bet that Canelo would get knocked out. Because that's what I thought. Not because I like Terrence Crawford. Because I thought that a man that was orthodox a man that was southpaw or conventional seamlessly could beat a guy who had really bad footwork. And that's why the fuck I chose Terrence Crawford. Not because he's fucking somebody that I like or somebody that I want to win. When Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury the second time, I told motherfuckers he was gonna get knocked out. And they were like, man, why you talking about the champ like that? Because he fucking suck. It's holes in his fight game that I could see. Because I've been in the gym. I've been in the ring. And I know that if your fucking elbows are still bent when you throwing a jab, it's not a fucking jab. A jab is straight. The elbow has no bend in it whatsoever. If you're still throwing punches that got a bend in your elbow, it's more of a cross. And that shit ain't no jab. A jab will fucking eat you alive. But long story short, I just ain't going against what I know is going to win. I'm not going against what I know is better or my best option. Shit is motherfucking crazy. Bailey fucking Zappy. Dylan fucking Gabriel. These little ass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Shedeur Sanders is standing 6'2", 215 pounds. Hella motherfucking vision. Good speed good enough to get the fuck away. He don't have like Deion Sanders speed, but he a smart guy. So we done talked about Myles Garrett leaving the team. We done talked about Kevin Stefanski's bitch ass doing what he do. We done talked about goddamn Dylan Gabriel not being it, or not even close to being it. And the fact remains that they are trying to force feed Dylan Gabriel on the entire nation. And nobody is saying, oh, fuck, Dylan Gabriel got to stay. They're saying shit like, oh, give him some more time. Oh, let him get acclimated. No, yada, yada, yada. All this shit. But Cam Ward ain't getting that. Jackson Dart ain't getting that. Them motherfuckers out there playing every week. They out there motherfucker trying their hardest to, you know what I'm saying? To bring some fucking bread through the door. I'm ready to tap back into this conversation one more time.
Shedeur Sanders.
For the win. For the
Shedeur
win.
Sanders.
Not to see if these.
No.
This is a game
Shedeur
for your
Sanders.
life.
Now it's Jets have 2. Zappy with a quick throw, and that's intercepted. It went right by a receiver, Tony Adams.
Zappy right now.
I am too.
I'm not sorry.
I said you've got one game to win for your life. You're gonna put someone out there that you've never seen before.
Hey, listen, they put somebody out there I didn't see before in Dylan Gabriel.
Game for your life, even after
Exactly.
Ross said what you said.
I saw what I saw.
Where?
I saw Dylan Gabriel throw the ball to a nobody in the corner.
I know, but I saw.
The body scanner reveals the brutal truth about your body that your
Dylan
regular scale
Gabriel
will
threw the
never
ball
tell.
to nobody in the
My
corner
scale showed I
for
wasn't-
fucking safety.
Here, beloved, we stand and we have condolences out for Dustin Fox and Jay Crawford. For they put their lives in the hands of Bailey Zappi. One game to win, and they chose wrongly. Bailey Zappi threw 4 picks that game. It's a shame that they had to go down, brethren. But the good Lord forgiveth. The good Lord also taketh away. I'm taking Zappi. What? Yo, you think there's a thing? You people don't think there's a thing called the internet? The internet is alive and well. Don't you understand that what you say can and will be used you with the receipts of
Yes,
integrity and the
what you say can and will be used against you.
we shall bring you back. They had the nerve to tell me my take was the worst ever when I said the Browns roster wasn't that bad compared to the Broncos. That's the worst take we've ever seen. Did you think that we didn't see this coming? Did you think you thought y'all had a mic drop moment? Yeah, they'll never get out of this. Just a figure 4 leg line. They'll never get out of this. Look, one game for your life. What if we just had 3 trash quarterbacks and we got to pick the best or the worst? But yet still, you trying to tell me in the part your heart of hearts, you trying to explain to the people, the fans, the community, the Browns community, that you're interested in seeing Shedeur Sanders play? You're not. You've never been interested in seeing him play.
You'll never be interested in seeing him play.
Opportunity to talk about him, you say 5th round pick. Every opportunity that you
Yep.
get a chance to say, okay, well, let's see what we has, you want to minimize the game. The problem is, your boy Dylan Gabriel can't hold up his end of the bargain. The bargain was...
Hold up, man. I'm going to elaborate on that. Every time somebody speaks Shedeur Sanders' name, y'all motherfuckers bring up the 5th round. Every time somebody brings up Shedeur Sanders' name, y'all motherfuckers brings up the fact that he's a 3rd round, he's 3rd on the depth chart, or 4th on the depth chart, whatever the fucking case may be. Every time somebody brings up Shedeur Sanders, motherfuckers want to say shit, well, why couldn't he beat out Dylan Gabriel? Every time somebody brings up Shedeur Sanders, motherfuckers say shit like, well, if he was so good, why wasn't he drafted in the 1st round? Now, let me explain to you motherfuckers how collusion works. Collusion works like this. No matter what you say, that's not the truth. What we say is he's a 5th round pick. So we drafted him in the 5th round. That's our truth and we sticking to it. We don't have to sit around and tell y'all motherfuckers why we drafted him in the 5th round. Y'all just need to know that he's not a 1st rounder. And so when you got people, that's a part of collusion. Part of collusion is to act like you don't know what the fuck people are talking about when they say, y'all colluded. You don't have to agree to it. Just like we don't have to agree that Shedeur Sanders is a 5th round fucking pick. We can agree that y'all did some shit to make him appear to be a 5th round pick. But the 5th round pick doesn't start the first game of the season with no 1st team reps against a starting Carolina Panthers defense. And then after he fucking shred them to pieces, everybody said, oh, well, relax. That was the Carolina Panthers. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers will move the goalpost till the end of time. Tap the screen twice, folks. Y'all will move the goalpost to the end of time. And no matter what Shedeur Sanders does, he could fucking come out and give fucking kids lollipops. And y'all motherfuckers will still have some negative shit to say about that. It reminds me of Angel Reese. It reminds me of Angel Reese because no matter what you say about Angel Reese online, you can guarantee it's going to be a mob of people waiting to hate on you. No matter what Angel Reese does, every time she gets on the court or every time she is around any type of media or anything that has to do with celebrity status, your shit, whoever you are, is going to be small. Same thing with Shedeur Sanders. But they hate Angel Reese. They hate Shedeur Sanders. They hate Deion Sanders. I wouldn't be surprised if they hate Angel's mother. But this is the shit that we got going on. People are deliberately going out of their way to ignore athletic facts. They're going out of their way to make and take little fucking small jabs at a demographic of people that don't need to hear none of that dumbass shit. What do y'all think, man? Did the NFL collude against Shedeur Sanders? Do y'all think that that's possible? Is that something that can be done? I have no doubt. That's why I put up the motherfucking question. But do y'all think that the NFL colluded? I need answers right now. Answers. And I need y'all to double tap that screen so we can get it up. We can get these numbers up, man. Let's go. We got 15, we got 24 in this motherfucker. Shedeur played, let's see. Yeah, man, that pick of Dylan is accurate. Little Dylan Gabriel. You talking about this one. Little Dylan Gabriel, man, that's how his game is. His game is very small. His goddamn IQ is very small. His physical stature is very small. And his stats for the year are even fucking smaller. That's just what it is. His stats for the year is even smaller. Go ahead, y'all. Cast y'all votes so we can chop it up on whether or not the NFL colluded against Shedeur Sanders. Do y'all think that that's something that could have happened? We'll be right back.
He was supposed to play just medium the whole season. He was supposed to play medium enough where we could just say we can't really take him out because the Browns are winning some games and he don't look that bad. But the problem is you guys didn't even know he was this bad. You didn't know he was this bad. And you're like, this is untenable. So you mean to tell me Shedeur's going to play over 9 games? This doesn't fit our narrative. And if he plays well, he has enough time to actually show that he has some skill set. The plan was supposed to be 3 games, fast forward, get to next year, take another guy. But now the plan ain't working out like you really wanted to. And now you can't even defend the play on the football field. So now, what are you going to next? I can't say Dylan is better. I can't say that Kevin Stefanski has any level of credibility to even judge that. I can't say that Dylan Gabriel has any upside to be the quarterback. And to be honest, I can't even really give you anything that points to the fact that I don't want him to play. You just imagine in my head, he would just be worse, trust me. Who the hell you think you is? No, I don't want to trust you. I trust myself. I trust my eyes. I trust what I see. And in fact, the longer and the longer you get away from that little Rams game that y'all use to demote, that you use to hate, that you use to knock people down, guess what's happening? That game is getting further and further and further away from people's memory. Like I told you it would. Pretty soon, it starts to be, man, we need to see Shedeur Sanders. It starts to be, we forgot about the Rams game, but I got 4 or 5 games where I see you getting sacked right now. It would be really worse. You sound crazy. See how they ask him? I asked Chris, so it's going to be 10 times worse? I would say 10 times worse. He has shortcomings. No. We know what shortcomings look like because we watch one with a guy starting quarterback for us right now, but a ton of them. The fact of the matter is this. Kevin Stefanski talked to all these folks. And let me tell you about being in the inner circle in the NFL. If you want to be in the NFL and keep getting assignments, it's a difference between the Wild Wild West on the internet and opinion guys and legacy media journalism. Legacy media journalism is pay to play. Pay to play. If you ain't playing ball, you're not getting no opportunities. You're not getting no scoops. You're not, because here's the thing. They can choose anybody. They can put anybody on the sideline and report. They can put anybody in that booth. They can put anybody on NFL Network and it's football. They're still going to sell it. The only difference between you is not the talent level. It's what are you willing to write for us? What are you willing to bend backwards for? What are you willing to turn your bright eye? Albert Brill be going wild, bro. Now they try to tell you that it wasn't the coaching staff saying that the players are ready. It wasn't the coaching staff that said that he wasn't ready. I think he's getting that from players. Absolutely false. You know why? Because I don't talk to no coaches. I only talk to players. Only. See, the thing about me is, turns out that people that are 18 to 25 listen to hip hop music, like gym shoes, might like jewelry, watch rap videos, part of the culture. Turns out that they identify with a person like me. They might actually think that we have a lot in common. And usually, generally speaking, those people who have like-minded commonness, things in common, they tend to reach out to you, right? That's why black people have the family reunion all the time. So when people say, oh, he got that from players, ease on in. Like this. You sure you want to stand by that? Because I got crazy. I got screenshots. I got text messages. We want to get to that? By the way, my track record has been what? Sterling? I'm the one who told you let him play Bailey Zappi. Let him. You see what they did? He ain't coming out here with that.
Are you wearing 7 layers and still freezing your man nipples? You need the new 340 GSM military-grade bearskin hoodie to get comfortable in the wild. It's the ultimate 10-pocket tactical hoodie that blocks wind, repels rain, and regulates heat for incredible comfort wherever you are. It's the only winter hoodie that's built for working, fishing, hunting, camping, or conquering foreign lands. Thousands of men around the world already love wearing the bearskin hoodie instead of their regular hoodies. With over 21,000 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. Plus, now you can attach the new Heavy Storm rain jacket to the inside of the hoodie for an instant 10,000 millimeter waterproof layer that blocks the rain double time. Finally, a functional hoodie you can actually take outside and customize to make it yours. You're seeing this video because we want to offer you 60% off the bearskin hoodie with fast and free delivery from our Kentucky warehouse. And you may not see this video again, so click the button below now to reserve your order. Need more storage? Get 5 secure zip pockets outside, 2 concealed zip pockets on the inside, and 3 fleece-lined drop pockets on the inside for your valuables. So, does the bearskin hoodie actually look good on a day-to-day basis? No, it looks fantastic. With the fully adjustable design, you'll get that perfect square profile that's never too bulky or baggy. With a customized fit that's tailored to you. That's why everybody knows that guys look better in a bearskin. This is a hoodie that you can take out in the wild, wear at home or in the office, or while climbing up a glacier on your hands and knees. So, if you're still watching this by now, you probably know that you need a bearskin. So if you're ready, click the button below now to activate the 60% off deal and get fast and free delivery. The bearskin hoodie already sold out twice last winter, with loads of incredible reviews from People.com, Muscle and Fitness, as well as Mountain IQ. Bearskin also proudly supports the fallen outdoors and Hope for the Warriors Veterans Program by donating outdoor gear to those who need it most. But hey, don't just take it from us. Take it from the thousands of guys who already left us so many 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. So now that you know there's a better alternative, why not get a bearskin? Simply click the button below to activate 60% off with free delivery. The 60% off deal only lasts for a short while, so make sure you choose your size today and reserve your order before stock runs out.
right, well let's take a dive into this quarterback class. We're gonna do a little exercise right here. We're gonna break this down into a couple of different tiers, and we talked about it a little bit beforehand. The first tier is you wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole in the 2026 draft. Let's see what Todd McShay has to say about a couple of these guys. You let me know where you think Todd McShay was right and where you think Todd McShay might be a little off, or if you agree with him. Let's start with a guy who has been known around these parts. Drew Aller out of Penn State just got hurt. Let's see what he has to say about those guys.
To me, is the most confounding prospect. Everyone's got a first-round grade on him, it seems like high grades. He's big, he's competitive, I like it, he's strong, he sees the field, all those things. But he's not mobile, and he's slow with his feet, he doesn't win big games, and he's not accurate, Bill. Like, there's some kind of visualization thing with him. Got receivers running away from him. He doesn't trust his throws. And if you're not mobile and can't run around, and you're not accurate, why are you a first-round prospect?
Todd McShay, he says Drew Aller. I don't know. I didn't see it a long time ago. People was mentioning his name. I know he's from Cleveland. Your thoughts on Drew Aller?
So talented, but has never gotten better. And Drew Aller is why James Franklin got fired. That was the first mega high school quarterback recruit Franklin was able to get to come to Penn State. And this one really hurts for James because Drew looks the part. If Drew walks in the building, man, with that star rating, with that appearance, right, you're like, oh yeah, we got our guy. Like, this is Drew Bledsoe reincarnated, right? But he never got better. And I think that's where James Franklin failed himself.
That's exactly where the hell Dylan Gabriel is right now. He's not getting no goddamn better. We're not seeing anything better. The Browns are losing and losing bad. And I don't think we're ever going to see anything more from Dylan Gabriel. I think we've seen exactly what we saw, and we're not going to see anything else. It's amazing how many fucking videos got Kevin Stefanski with clown shit on. Like, it's an overwhelming amount of videos.
If Dylan Gabriel plays poorly against the Jets, I think that's out. He's gonna be stripped of them powers. Because what you're telling me is that you had 2 weeks to prepare him. You could bring him over for dinner, go over all the plays. You guys can watch, get in your DVR together, watch Grey's Anatomy, reruns of House, or whatever you're going to do, The Office, and you guys can get together and have the best game plan in the world. But if you got 2 weeks in a bye week, you can't get none of this off. The powers of the Black Panther has now been stripped away. Exactly. That's why I got popcorn. I'm just chilling. I'm just reminding y'all what y'all said. Now, by the way, don't get mad at little me. I was there when you said all this stuff. And by the way, I rebutted in real time. I ain't sit here and say, no, hold on now. I rebutted in real time. You got to accept the receipts of the thing. If Dylan Gabriel plays poorly against the Jets, I think that's out. He's going to be stripped of them powers. Because what you're telling me is that you had 2 weeks to prepare him. You could bring him over for dinner, go over all the plays. You guys can watch, get in your DVR together, watch Grey's Anatomy, reruns of House, or whatever you're going to do, The Office, and you guys can get together and have the best game plan in the world. But if you got 2 weeks in a bye week, you can't get none of this off. The powers of the Black Panther has now been stripped away. Exactly. That's why I got popcorn. I'm just chilling. I'm just reminding y'all what y'all said. Now, by the way, don't get mad at little me. I was there when you said all this stuff. And by the way, I rebutted in real time. I ain't sit here and say, no, hold on now. I rebutted in real time. You got to accept the receipts of the thing. If Dylan Gabriel plays poorly against the Jets, I think that's out. He's going to be stripped of them powers. Because what you're telling me is that you had 2 weeks to prepare him. You could bring him over for dinner, go over all the plays. You guys can watch, get in your DVR together, watch Grey's Anatomy, reruns of House, or whatever you're going to do, The Office, and you guys can get together and have the best game plan in the world. But if you got 2 weeks in a bye week, you can't get none of this off. The powers of the Black Panther has now been stripped away. Exactly. That's why I got popcorn. I'm just chilling. I'm just reminding y'all what y'all said. Now, by the way, don't get mad at little me. I was there when you said all the stuff. And by the way, I rebutted in real time. I ain't sit here and say, no, hold on now. I rebutted in real time. You got to accept the receipts of the tape. If Dylan Gabriel plays poorly against the Jets, I think that's out. He's going to be stripped of them powers. Because what you're telling me is that you had 2 weeks to prepare him. You could bring him over for dinner, go over all the plays. You guys can watch, get in your DVR together, watch Grey's Anatomy, reruns of The House, or whatever you're going to do, The Office, and you guys can get together and have the best game plan in the world. But if you got 2 weeks in a bye week, you can't get none of this off, the powers of the Black Panther has now been stripped away. Exactly. That's why I got popcorn. I'm just chilling. I'm just reminding y'all what y'all said. Now, by the way, don't get mad at little me. I was there when you said all the stuff. And by the way, I rebutted in real time. I ain't sit here and say, no, hold on now. I rebutted in real time. You got to accept the receipts of the tape. If Dylan Gabriel plays poorly against the Jets, I think it's gonna.
If you're trying to tell me which quarterback might be better suited to run this offense with all the issues they have, with Kevin Stefanski going to the podium after games and saying, we just got to be better, because he knows there's no easy fix, like Chris alluded to. They're not fixing the offensive line in the season. They're not fixing the receiving core in the season, unless maybe they make a trade next week. But either way, there's no quick fixes for those things. So who's better equipped to handle that? Sure, Dylan has a lot of experience from college. But Shedeur, he operated in chaos. It was still one of the most efficient quarterbacks in college football last year. Still put up awesome numbers, and has proven to you that, when things go awry, he can make plays. I get why they're sticking with Dylan, the 4-game sample size and all that. You can't.
You know why I'm smiling at you? You just told our whole audience that you believe Shedeur Sanders makes everybody on his offense better. That's what you just said.
That's all to say. To get back to the main point here, that's all to say. We're on the same page with this.
Yeah.
I think there's a way where the offense shows maybe a little bit more life. If you're trying to tell me which quarterback might be better suited to run this offense with all the issues they have, with Kevin Stefanski going to the podium after games and saying, we just got to be better, because he knows there's no easy fix, like Chris alluded to. They're not fixing the offensive line in the season. They're not fixing the
Single dumbest, most mind-boggling coaching decision in recent Cleveland Browns history. The one that had every fan, every analyst, and every talking head screaming into a microphone, was actually the most brilliant, cold-blooded, and calculated move in the entire NFL. What if I told you that benching the most electrifying college quarterback we've seen in a generation, Shedeur Sanders, wasn't a mistake? What if it was step one of a diabolical master plan so audacious, so manipulative, that it makes Machiavelli look like a choir boy? Because right now, behind the closed doors of the Browns facility, a storm is brewing. Owner Jimmy Haslam, fresh off securing $1 billion stadium deal for Cleveland, is done playing games. The
Cleveland Browns were told by the rest of the NFL not to draft Shedeur Sanders. So what they do? They went out and they drafted a 5'8" left-handed quarterback who can't see over the offensive line. Dylan Gabriel has thrown interceptions, fumbled the ball, taken sacks, taken safeties, and done all of that in 2 weeks. So now the Browns are looking at the rest of the NFL and saying, oh, we don't have any choice. We have to play Shedeur Sanders. We have to play the guy who was supposed to be the #1 overall draft pick. It was a plot all along for the Cleveland Browns. They put Dylan Gabriel on the biggest stage and let him fail in front of all of America. And behind the scenes, they traded Kenny Pickett. They traded Joe Flacco. So now Shedeur Sanders is the only option for the Cleveland Browns. And that's exactly how they wanted it. The Cleveland Browns were told by the rest of the NFL.
And if he wants to play Dylan, trot him out there. Keep explaining to us why he's playing, and it's going to show us in real time you don't know what you're talking about. Because you told us in the draft this was your hand-picked quarterback. It is the exact reason Shedeur Sanders doesn't get reps, because he's going to give every opportunity for Dylan Gabriel to throw his way out of purgatory. It's the reason he dropped back 58 times against the Steelers. The jig is up, Kevin. We understand what it is. We get it. And when you don't have Quinshon Judkins to prop him up, You see what happens. The offense is terrible. Kevin Stefanski has been outcoached by all types of coaches. The offense is JV, high school, Lakewood, St. Ed's, dump-offs. And if he wants to play Dylan, trot him out there. Keep explaining to us why he's playing, and it's going to show us in real time you don't know what you're talking about. Because you told us in the draft this was your hand-picked quarterback. It is the exact reason Shedeur Sanders doesn't get reps, because he's going to give every opportunity.
So you heard it from many, many different people on why Dylan Gabriel is trash and why the Cleveland Browns need to go a different direction. Now, I'm sure there's going to be more Cleveland Browns news tomorrow, or today rather, because it's 4 a.m. and I'm about to wrap this goddamn live up. We uncovered a lot of things, and we have gotten to a lot of things that you may not have known or understood. Hopefully, we brought it to you in a way that you can understand, and hopefully you will be on the next live, because I will be going live in a few more hours. Probably, I'll be going live before the games on tomorrow or the games today. So stay tuned, stay sharp, and stay true. We out.